that are taking place. Some Palestinians are being charged up to $2,000.
I'm not going to South Africa for the G20 because I think their policies on the extermination of people are unacceptable. So I'm not going. So I won't refer to anything having to do with South Africa. South Africa has behaved extremely badly. But
to pursue the agenda of white supremacy.
You think Trump is pursuing a white supremacist agenda?
Yes, I think so.
Sunrise over DC, coffee in my hand. Saw the headlines from a faraway land. South Africa's politicos
running their mouth again about America and me. Where does it all end? Near about a whole year of the same old tune.
name calling in tall tales beneath the African moon. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
Patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin? They talk about freedom and justice for all, while their own people are answering a different call.
Farmers on their homesteads,
Living in fear and dread,
minority voices silence words left unsaid.
promises like tumbleweeds blowing in the breeze, while their leaders keep on preaching,
Bringing us to our knees. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
I tried to stay quiet,
Let it roll right on by.
but a man can only take so much beneath God's sky. That's the honest truth.
When you see folks suffering, it just ain't right.
Gonna set the record straight with all of my might. Oh, it's more trash in the USA. I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough,
Patience wearing thin.
gonna tell the world the truth.
Where do I begin?
Yeah, more trash in the USA.
But the truth will find its way.
Pretoria, listen up to what I gotta say. God bless America, come what may.
Come what may. where shadows lie. Here they find a brighter sky. Every step, every mile, they're reaching for the American style. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. Factories hum with a steady grace, ideas born in this boundless space. A light bulb flash, a towering steel in every corner. The promise feels real, from the ground to the stars. We're built on dreams, we're raising bars. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for. The grass is greener in America, where freedom sings, where hearts run wild. The grass is greener in America, a shining city, a dream compiled, the place the world keeps reaching for.
Hey folks, welcome back. It is Friday. Yes, indeed, Friday. November 21st, 2025, just days before Thanksgiving. And indeed, it has been Friends and Family Friday only, FAFO, F around and find out Friday, but not for South Africa. Nope. Despite the insults, the slights by Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC towards Donald Trump, he chose to take his ire out this evening, not against South Africa, but against the Somalis in Minneapolis. We're going to talk about that shortly, man. We are going to talk about that shortly. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay, it's Friends and Family Only Friday. F around and find out. First under the gun, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the firebrand, firebomb, grenade-tossing Republican so-called MAGA member, has decided to leave Congress in January. This will prompt a special election. Wow, she is going to leave during her term. Marjorie Taylor Greene will leave the Congress after just 4 years. And once again, everyone talking about the Trump losing control of the Republican Party. Well, no, she walked away. Yep. GOP Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene to leave Congress after turbulent 4 years. Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene announced on Friday that she will be resigning from office in January, stunning some in her own party after a shocking months-long political pivot that catapulted her from one of President Trump's close allies to one of his top antagonists. She dropped the news to post on social media just days after a public falling out with Trump, who called her a traitor and said he'd support a GOP challenge to her House seat next year. Wow. Wow. So let's hear what Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say on social media tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Oh, my goodness. This is what she had to say. MTG. So some people are going to be very happy about this. Personally, I'm kind of agnostic. I thought she was becoming a bit of an ass. So let's see what she has to say.
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped over.
Wait. Hold on there,
businesses
sweetheart. I'm sorry. Hold on. She's reading from a script. This isn't even coming from her heart. She has to read from a script to do this. 4 years in D.C. and she's already a fraud.
Continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest, and the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a...
All right, I can't stomach that. She's just reading from a script. You know, I can read from her script. I'll bring up her. I'll read it. I find myself far more interested in Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, yeah. This is where did she leave off at? Let's see where she left off at. American jobs replace. Here we go. The average American. Okay. Today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream, which breaks my heart. Yeah, okay, so what has that got to do with you leaving office? I ran for Congress in 2020 and fought every single day believing that Make America Great meant America First. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, unborn babies, because I believe God creates life. Okay, this is not letting me get to my next picture. That's kind of annoying. Give me a second here. There we go. At conception, strong, safe borders. I fought against COVID, tyrannical insanity, and mandated mass vaccinations, and have never voted to fund foreign wars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelines. We endured an 8-week shutdown, rolling, resulting in the House not working on this the entire time, and we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on. During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass a plan to save American health care and protect Americans from outrageous overprices on affordable health care insurance policies. So Marjorie Taylor Greene has sold out to the Obama crowd. She thinks we should go $1.4 trillion in debt to give free health care to people. Yeah. The House should have been in session every working day to fix this disaster, but instead America was forced to fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle. My bills, which reflect many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your home and limiting H-1B visas, just sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The Speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote. Many common Americans are no longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokesmen and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media, obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow their political party talking points. Because they know how much credit card debt they have, they know how much their own bills have gone up in the past 5 years. They actually do their own grocery shopping and know food costs too much. Their rent has increasingly gone up. They have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house. They've been laid off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree that they were told to earn only left them with debt and with no six-figure salary. They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets, and they can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they aren't stupid. These are the people I represent and love because that's who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years, which is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic, hardworking people you'll ever meet. Good, regular, common Americans. Sorry, I got to go find the next one. I work hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help the district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated the dangerous open border invasion and led the effort to defund hard-left, politically biased NPR, PBS, and the corrupt USAID as chair of the DOJ subcommittee. I fought harder than almost any other elected Republican like Donald Trump and Republicans' power, traveling the country for years, spending millions of my own money, missing precious time with my family that I can never get back, and showing up in places like outside New York courthouse and collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democratic lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defend him against anything have all been welcomed in after the election. And I will never forget the day that I had to leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment. My poor father and my poor mother, it was way too much. Through it all, I've never changed and went back to my campaign promises, only disagreed in a few areas like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for the life 50-year mortgage scam, standing strong against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with the party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street. We should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because the job title is literally representative. America First should mean America First and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America First in our halls of government. Standing up for American women who were raped at 14, trafficking, used by rich, powerful men, should not result in being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for. However, yet while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged because my self-worth is not defined by man, but instead by God who created everything in existence. You see, I've never valued power, titles, or attention despite all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold. God bless it. Why is it doing that? Give me a second here. Too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits, and I do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility. My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promise that makes American people and put America first, and I fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe borders, and the trans agenda on children and women. What that has brought years of nonstop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander, and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a day. It's been unfair and wrong, not only to me and especially my family, but to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity, love for my family way too much, and do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose midterms. And in turn, be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's also absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife hoping that all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by MAGA Incorporated and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and elite donor class that can't even relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There's no plan to save the world or insane 4D chess game being played. When the common American people finally realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power of Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people I love, to live life to the fullest I always have, and look forward to a new path. I'll be resigning from office, my last day being January 5th, 2026. To which I say, coward. Coward. You were elected by the people to serve your term. Serve your term, then resign. Walk away from Congress. You were elected, and you're making an excuse that you're going to be running against. Okay, fine. Then don't run for re-election. Let someone else stand. But finish out your term. People voted for you. Yeah, you rail against typical Washington bullshit, but you're just typical Washington bullshit, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're no difference. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was responding to Thea. Thea's been in touch with me. I reached out to her, and she's Thea von Straten. Yeah, so just typical Washington bullshit. She's no different than the people she claims she is. The whining, oh, I sacrificed so much, I gave up so much, I went to New York to do this. No one made you. You went to New York for attention. She claims she doesn't want attention. She had no business in New York as a representative of Georgia up there for Trump. Nope. It wasn't a campaign trail. It was his legal case. She had no business going there. Yeah. She's showing zero backbone after all her blustering. Yeah, exactly. Charles Van Olsen. She talked a lot of shit for the past 5 or 6 years, and she doesn't stand for it. And the sentence that's very telling there in the beginning is that, well, the Republicans are healthcare. No, are you serious, lady? You honestly think we're going to believe that you're conservative, you're MAGA, when you sit there and talk about the big reason you let it out? It's because healthcare. Because you thought you thought the Republicans should cave on $1.4 trillion of spending, money we don't have, burying us deeper in debt. And you talk about the parties driving us off a cliff. Well, you want to drive us off a cliff. That's not conservative. State healthcare. I'm tired of paying for other people's healthcare. Mine was supposed to be free, and it isn't. I'm paying for it. Not a whole lot, thank goodness, but I'm paying for something that's supposed to be free because of betrayal of the government. Give me a break. I'm sorry, but I have no empathy for Marjorie Taylor Greene. She attacked so many people. She was vile. She was vicious. She was evil. Exactly, Delmarie Mostart. I did the pluses and minuses, and I made a conscious decision to accept no donations and to self-fund my campaign so that I owed nothing to anyone, and no one had felt that any like I owed them anything. And I lost my election, and I'm not moaning about it. Yes. Well, Dogzilla, you're welcome to go elsewhere. This is the topic at hand. If you don't enjoy it, I'm sure there's underwater basket weaving somewhere on YouTube right now you could watch. Well, don't get me started on defense spending, Holden Caulfield. As a military veteran, I would cut the defense budget in half. It's a lot of wasteful spending. It's poorly done. It's not done correctly. Don't get me started on that, because I'll slam on that too. Yeah, Department of Education, gone. Department of Commerce, radically reduced. Treasury Department, cleaned up. Yep. Defense Department, house cleaning. Yep. That's why I'm not in D.C. That's why the Trump administration doesn't call me, because I'm willing to stand up and say what's wrong. I'm not a yes man. That's why I'm not in a CNN documentary. That's why Sky News didn't call me back, because I won't lie for people. Life is too short to compromise your integrity over things like that. It's too short. It goes by too fast. It's like last night when I said this on the program last night when I was at the Veterans Place. We were doing a meeting for our upcoming event, and I told a story, and a few people looked skeptical. And then someone sat there, someone who's in the community, people know, and go, "Oh, I was here. No, he said, Colonel said that. He told people that." And then suddenly they all believed it. I'm like, I want to smack them all in the head. Now you believe it? I told you. My word is my bond. Unless I'm telling a fairy tale or telling a story where I embellish, and I'll tell you that if I'm embellishing a story after I tell a story. When I tell you something, it's true, to the best of my knowledge. Unbelievable. I find it shocking. I guess because people are used to lying to everyone. They're used to lying. Now look, there's lying and then there's lying. You know what I mean? All right? Better to stand for what you believe than be a puppet of others. Agreed, Phoenix. Jeremy's in from Indonesia. G12 is more appropriate and maybe expensive. Is it down to G12? Apartments you mentioned serve at the pleasure of the president. He could have defunded them day one. No, that's not true. The budget is sent by Congress, and the president signs it into law. Congress has appropriated those funds, and they control the purse strings. The president has limited authority to remove those things. But yeah, the Department of Education can be removed. Absolutely. Yeah, but you see, for example, Trump tried to rename the Department of Defense Department of War, but he doesn't have the legal authority to do it. He doesn't have legal authority because the Department of Defense was created by an act of Congress in 1947, the National Security Act 1947. So he can't simply change the name of it. He needs congressional approval to do that. So let's get it straight. Calling a spade whilst remaining respectful. Now that is learned special skill. Yep. Anyway, so Marjorie Taylor Greene is leaving office. Oh, sad, sad day. Not. Okay, so friends and family only Friday. Half around and find out. It's not South Africa that got hit. Elmarie Swart, member for 6 months. Thank you for all the truthful news. You are so welcome, my dear. It is my distinct pleasure. If you're wondering why I've got this on, Somebody last night was saying something, or today was last night, about my temperature. Yes, it's 68 degrees in here. Yes, 20. I had it down to 16 a few weeks ago. That was chilly, down around 60 degrees. Yep. Somebody's struggling to control the narrative. I bet they say best B20 or G20. Health education is gone, transport gone, mining industry gone, all is gone. It only took 34 years, but hey, we got the G15. Yeah. So here's your friends and family only Friday special from Donald Trump on Truth Social. Minnesota under Governor Walz is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating effective immediately the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over. President Donald J. Trump. Oh, no. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. My video, don't miss this. It's hectic, so embarrassing. What's wrong with my video? What did I do wrong? Sigi, thank you. How do you think Trump will respond to South Africa continue this path? I think that Trump is going to go ahead and start punishing South African politicians who keep insulting him. Yep. Ilhan Omar is an American citizen, or she wouldn't be in Congress. So, no, it's going to piss her off, though. It will definitely piss her off. Yep. I wish she would, I wish they would do the investigation and find out she did commit immigration fraud, strip her of her citizenship, and send her back on a boat to Somalia. Yep. There goes the new Somali capital of Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yeah, so you might be wondering, for South African refugees, does this affect you? No, doesn't affect you. Doesn't affect you at all. So we have the possibility that Thea von Straten might be back on the program for an interview. She asked me if it's time for an interview, and I said, yeah, sure. She has some nice, exciting developments, which I won't share. I don't have permission to do that yet, but stay tuned. Looks to be exciting for her. Long game and sudden move 3D chess. Do you think the G20 drama will accelerate the U.S. passing South Africa's bill? Hang on. I might. Oh boy. No, it might, but I mean, there's no indication from Congress. Congress is the one that has to act on that, not the president. They're pissed off the president. Departments fall under the purview of the executive branch and not the legislative. They serve the pleasure of the president. Again, they're funded by the legislature. It doesn't matter who they serve. The president does have a kitty go, ooh, okay, this is the money applied for the executive branch. Now I'm going to give this education. I'm going to give this. No, Congress applies the funding. He's already tried this. He's already tried it, and the Supreme Court shut him down. Not on education. Just the suspicion that the cancer continues. Again, Xavier Grayling, forget the cap. There is no cap. That's right. I said it. There is no cap. Okay? Cat's out of the bag. There is no cap. All right? That's just a number to piss people off. They're not going to pay any attention to the cap. Do you know how many people that they've already screened? At this point, if we haven't reached the 7,500, they're getting close to that number of people being screened. And they're still running full bore, screening people and getting them through medicals. They won't spend hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars getting people medical examinations and spending all this money sending Americans to Port Elizabeth, to Durban, to Cape Town, to Pretoria and Joburg to interview people if they were going to stop at that number. So take a deep breath. At this moment in time, this is the most extensive, most likely, and deepest involved refugee program possibly in recent history, because we don't go to multiple locations and do this, okay? Yes, the number is not something to worry about. If it is 7,500, it's not even for South Africa. They said 500 was for Europe. So if it is 7,000, it is 7,000. But folks, they are still screening people, and they're doing it headlong. I didn't see what the EU said about funding the African continent. What did they say? I didn't see that. Stood my ground and spoke the truth at work. Counted for 9 years before they found a way to force me out. Lost my home and struggling 17 years without a job, and I got my health back. Gosh, Karen. I mean, for me, it's embarrassing to even be a South African. South African government is taking this long. Do not mean you. Oh no, Red. I didn't take it. I thought there was something wrong with the video. I mean, sometimes I rush and edit. I thought maybe I did something that was embarrassing. You know, I mean, like got up and scratched my groin or something. That's what I was asking. Yes, exactly, Conrad. They're interviewing at least 500 people. 500 people. That's okay, Conrad. You've been to one location. They're now doing interviews in multiple locations. They're doing them in Durban, and apparently they're starting in Port Elizabeth now. They've been doing them in Cape Town and in Joburg. So if they're doing 500 a day, say in Pretoria, if that's where they're doing it, imagine how many they're doing per day all over the country. Okay? Think about this. Think about this. Nominal figure, which is what I've said all along. Let's not get too worried about that figure, okay? And quite frankly, even if they stopped at 7,000, then the U.S. came out and said, we have reached the limit for this year unless the president raises it. 7,000 South Africans have come over. However, we have another 75,000, 15,000, 17,000 that are vetted and waiting for approval to come over. And that would send a very strong message to South Africa. And she's got first interview on Monday. Congratulations. Is it worth the popcorn watching how they're trying to be so posh and professional? Who, the G20? Oh, it's comical. It's comical. What about all the people who will not be selected and left behind? Well, what kind of assumption is that? What people are being not selected? Give me the name of somebody that hasn't been selected. Who do you know that hasn't been selected? Do you know anybody? I don't know anyone. Oh, I do know two people. Fraudsters. Two fraudsters who tried to apply for the program weren't even allowed to do it. So, yeah, they're left behind because they're scumbag hate wankers. Yep, but I don't know anyone that's been denied. Who's been left behind? What are you talking about flights were canceled again? What are you talking, Amanda? Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? See, you come in here with something, I don't even know what you're talking about. If flights are canceled, it's because people open their big frickin' mouths. I told people not to do it. If flights are canceled, it's because people open their big mouths, and I told them not to do it. See, the fact that flights are canceled, no one should even know. You see the problem with this? People got big frickin' mouths. Big frickin' mouths. Big frickin' mouths. Shut your cake holes and quit talking about when you've got a flight and if you've got a flight whether it's been canceled, postponed, or delayed. Do not be telling the public that. See? African countries are always in need of money because they just eat it. They don't use it. South Africa hates the color of my skin that I do not feel South Africa in the least. Always. Yeah, again, so I know nothing about flights being canceled. Don't know where that's coming from. Don't know who has access to the information. I can tell you that I have no information from the U.S. government indicating that's the case. Again, when I told people that flights will be resuming soon, I said no date. I said no date. And that was on purpose. Angie said, we filled in the latest form you told us about, and bam, things are happening. Waiting since March 26, which means you had the PRM email. See, Angie, in fact, with the PRM email, I told people that you should do the SOI when it came out. I guess you missed out on it or didn't catch that. Always said you should do the SOI, statement of interest. But yeah, okay, well, good. I'm glad. That's good. Who's a liar? Pierce Morgan, Ibrahim was Charles. I played that last night. We laughed our asses off about the Rasul got Rasul last night, man. Should I play it again? DA can infect Mancy's corruption virus means the GNU may outlast U.S. sanctions even if they hit people like Ramaphosa. See a trend of DA ANC love developing. Oh, I've seen that since the moment that they got together. Yep. Loose lips, yep. Yep. Hang on a second. I'm looking for something here. Looking for something here. That's what I'm looking for. Just checking in with somebody here. When will the world see South Africa as a joke as they're losing every time they talk publicly? Yep. No, Delmarie, people don't understand the need for security and they don't care. Yeah, his face, that expression was priceless, man. All right, so, by the way, so temporary status. Let me cover this because this is going to come up tomorrow. Refugee aspirant's going to freak out, okay? So let me just tell you about this, right? Temporary protected status is something that's given that is, get this, temporary. Except it isn't temporary. They let people keep forever. It can be rescinded by Homeland Security Secretary. It can be rescinded by the President of the United States. And Trump tonight, in a fit, decided to take it away from the Somalis. Before you get too excited, even though there's tens of thousands of Somalis in Minneapolis, don't get too excited. Don't get too excited because it's not a lot of people. Okay, so let's cover what TPS is. Okay, it's not Trump Protection Syndrome. Temporary protected status, government protection granted by the Secretary of Homeland Security to eligible foreign-born individuals who are unable to return home safely due to conditions of circumstances preventing their country from adequately handling the return. Secretary can designate a country for TPS due to an ongoing conflict, environmental disaster, an epidemic, or other extraordinary temporary conditions. A person who has been continuously physically present in the U.S. since a designated date. During a designated period, TPS holders are not removable from the U.S. and not detained by DHS on the basis of their immigration status. They're eligible for an employment authorization document and eligible for travel authorization. As of March 31st, 2025, the U.S. provided temporary protection service status to 1,297,635 individuals. We are sheltering 1.3 million people on a temporary basis who supposedly can't go home for reasons. But half of them are from Venezuela. 605,000. Haiti, 330,000. El Salvador. Before you get too excited, Somalia comes down 15th on the list with just 705 people. So, 705 people. There are only 705 Somalis in this country currently under TPS. Therefore, if he stops temporary protected status for Somalis, only 705 in the entire country can be removed. And if they've popped out an anchor baby since they got here, they're not going anywhere. So Cape Town doesn't have aviation fuel. Wow. Wow, South Africa. Very well done. You can't even put avgas in the freaking airports. We thought we saw it in Joburg. Now it's... What are you talking about embarrassing for a country? At least freaking Malawi has fuel at the airport. Malawi has aviation fuel. My goodness. Lived in South Africa 10 years now in Kenya. I'm wondering if South Africa will eventually fragment, go rogue like Haiti, or become part of some commie hellhole. Well, it's going to fragment. I predicted some time ago that it's very possible. I didn't predict it was going to happen. Very possible that Zululand will become Zululand and the Western Cape will become Western Cape. But that'll go after Zululand goes. So there are only 705 people that are actually covered by this. Yep. 705. Now, there are, living in the state of Minnesota. How many? Where's it at here? Come on. 8,460 TPS, temporary protection status holders. Yeah, 8,400. But only, we don't know how many of those are Somalis. Certainly not all, because only 705 are total Somalis. So let's not get too excited about that, okay? The one gripping they have is flying 10 times a day, is burning all the fuel. Hope you're doing well, and all the other ladies and gents. Hey, Chaos Juggler. Yeah, Durban will run out of gas next. XNX just subscribed. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Last section was the last hurrah for the ANC. Everyone is pissed off at them. So, so they need to knock it off. Mornay and Lili need to knock it off. They should not be talking about people's flights being canceled. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to tell people to stop talking about flights, okay? When people arrive, then you can say it. When they arrive, then you can say they've arrived. Furrow number 2 weeks ago, but no call. Maybe I'm already in the U.S. Well, Mr. Cuban, we talked about that. We actually know someone. Willem's sister actually had put in a statement of interest, and the system said she was already resettled in America. Yep. They have Stanley for the weekend to be here for medicals next week. It's not going to be fun. Lectured all weekend how wrong we are for doing the program. Loretta, yeah, I don't know what to say. Maybe just put some earplugs in or tissue in your ears. Yeah, Heinrich says that's why I've been mostly quiet for on OPSEC's sake. Exactly. 100%. Well, Amanda, I don't know. I don't know that I couldn't tell you if I did know if flights have been canceled. It's just like I didn't tell you when they're going to come, okay? I didn't tell you when flights are going to come. Okay, I can't do that. That's not smart, not safe. There very may well be a flight canceled. There may well be more flights. I can't tell you that. I will not say anything about that. Guys, remember, I had the news of the year. After Trump putting down, of course, the executive order, but the biggest news of the year I had an in-person interview in South Africa with the first refugee to come to America. I could have played that thing on Saturday. I could have played it after I recorded. I could have played on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I would have had so many views. I got 49,000 views. That video would have hit 1 million. I guarantee it. But what did I do? I acted responsibly, and I ensured the safety of the 59ers. Now, someone else compromised their safety, but it was just known locally, so it wasn't a big deal. But mine would have been known globally and would have been all over South Africa and would have caused a crap storm. It probably would have been EFF at the airport had I done that, jeopardizing their safety. But I could have done that, and I would have been reviled by those 59 people. But you know what? Hey, a lot of people would have loved me for putting it out. They would have told me, oh, man, this is great. But their safety was paramount. I didn't tell people that I had interviewed them. I didn't tell people, or interviewed her. I didn't tell people anything. That video I did not release until I had independent confirmation from 2 separate people that plane has successfully landed at Dulles International Airport. That's when I went live. And I was actually going through Somerset West when I found that out. I had the video. I pulled over at a petrol station and I pushed go live. Yep. Exactly, Apex. He only removed to piss off Ilhan Omar. It's almost nobody. It's just grandstanding. Trump's just grandstanding. Play the DJ soundtrack. Which one's that? Broken off cigarette butts work well. That's what you call integrity. Few people have that. I know. Man, I've never had a 1 million view video. I have a 500,000 view video. I've never had a 1 million view video. That video could have gone 1 million easily. But I held it. And by the time that I released it, shortly after that, all the SABC is doing it. Everybody's watching that stuff. So I didn't get the views. I don't have a DJ soundtrack. What are you getting at, mates? I don't understand. But I will play the Did Dogzilla leave? Because I haven't seen Dogzilla say anything since I said he can leave. Are you here, Dogzilla? Did you leave, man? Have you seen the Bucks Ruggers lineup? Yeah, that's the best lineup of the season. I pretty much agree with that. Yep. I'll be covering the game tomorrow on Rugby Senate. It's the only game I'm covering because I'm going to spend the day sorting around the house. That's the plan anyway. And then I've got to run and go get donations because people told me to come back today. I wasted 3 hours of my time running around. And several places I got to go back to tomorrow for donations for Wednesday's event. Hopefully I'll get something. I only got 2 things today. The other 6 places I didn't get anything. And then I also need to be ready for any breaking news about the G20. So honor and integrity, the most valuable virtue is a righteous man. We're just going to say we're respecting their decisions, so they just have to respect our decision. They have dual citizenship in the UK. We have no other option. Well said, Lorena. He wanted to do some underwater basket weaving. Well, he asked for that. He was just being an ass. He didn't like the stories we're covering, so then why are you here, man? I mean, seriously. All right, here we go.
On that charge of him.
Here we go. This is going to be epic. This is going to be epic. Get ready. Get your popcorn out, folks. Break out your soft drinks. Get your beer. Get your Casa Lager. Whatever it is you're drinking, man. Get your Vintog Lager. Get ready. Carling Black Label. Scotch and soda. Whatever it is you're drinking. Sit back and enjoy the following roasting. This required a call to SAPS because Ibrahim Rasool got burned. Damn, he got burned. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I don't use clickbait titles for the most, but I am using a little bit of AI, but I'm adjusting it if I think it's kind of clickbaity. So like a few of these like shocker this week, and I'm like, I took it out because every one of them, they want to come with shocker. Not everything's a shocker. Okay, so, but that's why, because I'm rushed. I'm doing that. Here we go. This is Ibrahim Basul, a Pierce Morgan Uncensored. And this is our new girlfriend, Emily Schrader, man. She just torched him. This is great. Here we go. Okay, if you haven't seen this, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Here we go.
Being a white supremacist. What's your response to that?
I mean, I don't really have any comment about Donald Trump. I don't know what his personal views are. I don't care for him that much personally. I don't agree with his policy on most of the Middle East, certainly not trying to make a deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran. But I do find it highly ironic that someone who effectively is an Islamist supremacist is accusing someone else of being a white supremacist. Mr. Rasul here is someone who has openly praised Yusuf al-Qaradawi, who of course is a financier or was a financier of Hamas, who openly supported terrorism and Hamas. He has constantly affiliated himself with various figures who are involved with Hamas. He has participated.
Did you see his face?
His organization as well has even co-hosted fundraisers with organizations that were funded and created by Qaradawi.
What's his face?
Who I mentioned earlier, Suleiman, his colleague. He also has...
You've been served. Look at his face. Look at that. He looks like he's constipated. He looks constipated. I gotta say. Oh, hang on a second. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That didn't work out well. Hang on a second. He looks constipated. I swear to God. Oh, somebody get some X-Lax for the ambassador. Can we get a medic in here? Corman. He's got a sucking chest wound. Look at it, man. She's just reeling it off. Oh my goodness.
Not only brought Gazans to South Africa, but also has bragged about his associations with Hamas officials. He's met with Islamic Jihad officials. He has also posted publicly about how he has a keffiyeh that's signed by Isma Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, and just several months...
I love how as a Jewish woman, she's just spitting out that Arabic right there, man. She's hitting it right on the money. Keffiyeh. She's just nailing those words because she's a Jew. It's great. I love it. Look at him. He's trying to remain composed. Just sitting here. Namaste.
Before he was appointed to be the ambassador of the United States, he was meeting with a delegation of Muslim Brotherhood officials in South Africa about how to advance the Palestinian cause. Now, given the fact that he has all of these associations with Hamas...
His brain is working overtime. How the frick am I going to fight this? Man, she's screwing me. I can't believe I came on this show. You can see it. You can see the hamster on the wheel in his head going, who got me this booking? How did I get on this show? Who is this cheek over here, man? We got to get her out of the room. I don't care if people don't like her. She was fantastic.
Officials and with people who have funded Hamas, I would like to know, and I think the world deserves to know, what exactly he meant by supporting the Palestinian cause when meeting with those Muslim Brotherhood officials.
Let's give Mr. Rasul the chance to respond.
Yeah, let's give Mr. Rasul a chance to respond. Now, she just laid out several allegations and charges of things that he's done. And what is he going to do? It's typical Islamophobia. Stereotypes against Muslims and Arabs and lions and tigers and bears, oh my. And lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Oh my gosh, watch this. Captain, the Klingons are approaching. Mr. Scott, raise deflectors.
I think Emily has come here prepared to speak to a stereotype and not to Ibrahim Rasul.
No, I'm talking about your actual record.
Anyone who knows.
Okay, all right. She didn't say you have a long nose or excessively tan skin or that you're a radical Islamist Muslim, or that you're a race hater, or she didn't say that. There's no stereotypes. She said, you got a kifia, you've got this, you did this, you hosted these people, you did that. Answer the question. Answer the question, Ibrahim. Answer the question.
Those who I am would know that I was targeted by extremists because
I'm sorry. You were targeted by extremists. Why? Why? Why did they target you? Because you did those things? Is that why? Maybe that's why.
Stood against extremism.
Actually,
in the
your
name
exact
of Islam.
words were.
You've had a good chance. I have given you a perfect
you
chance.
Stated
Let me say.
But you're not answering the question, buddy. So please be quiet, pretty lady. I'm going to sit here and deflect from your questions. Don't interfere with my deflections. The deflectors are up. They're still at 70% efficiency. So please, please. We haven't got a warning from the engineering room yet. We still have it.
Qaradawi was your spiritual guide.
Qaradawi
Those were your words. You publicly
important-
posted it.
Is an important person in the Muslim world.
Adolf Hitler was an important person in the fascist world. I don't hang out with him. The Ayatollah Khomeini was a very important person in the Shiite world. I didn't hang out with him. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a very important person in the MAGA world. I didn't hang out with her. Oh, okay. Robert Mugabe was a very important person in his own pathetic little mind. I didn't hang out with him.
And so
He
let's
said
leave
that the Jews deserved what
Oh, I missed my calling. Thank you, Maze. Idi Amin was a very important person in his own mind. Didn't hang out with him.
Hitler did to him.
Let
Do you
me
agree
say,
with that?
I was at the 60th anniversary of Auschwitz, mourning
Do you
with
agree with
Jews.
Qaradawi?
Oh, virtue signaling. I once met a Jewish person and I didn't tell them they looked Jewish. Does that mean it's okay? I know a Jewish person with blue eyes. Does that mean I'm okay? I once laid flowers at a wreath at Dachau. Does that mean I'm okay? Oh, you're back from the underwater basket weaving. Hard to hold my breath. Welcome back, Dogzilla. You did take a break, or you just waited. So I once upon a time, I kissed a Jewish girl, and I liked it. Does that make me a good guy? I kissed a girl and I liked it. I once kissed a Jewish girl as a Muslim radical and I loved it. Yes, that's right, Xavier Grayling. Have you met my white minister? Watch him dance. Watch him dance. Watch my white minister dance. Yeah, I don't burn synagogues. Does that mean I love the Jews? Oh my goodness.
In the Central Synagogue of Cape Town, mourning with Jews.
But in relation to the statements he has made at the
Yeah,
time Evan
thank
is
you, Pierce.
saying, would you now disavow those statements?
No, I think that the point is that the Palestinian struggle is the litmus test.
No, I won't disavow what I said. I think that the litmus test of evil white people from the West is the Palestinian clause. The Palestinian people whom nobody wants. Jordan doesn't want them. Tunisia doesn't want them. Egypt doesn't want them. Morocco, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, even Pakistan, full of radicals, doesn't want them. Nobody wants the Palestinians except Michigan. Yes, Michigan wants them. And Rashida Tlaib. Nobody wants the Palestinians, but I'm going to defend the Palestinians. Hell, South Africans don't want Palestinians. They're trying to stop the flights. He wants two Jewish people work for your father, work for it, but that doesn't make you Jewish. True.
Of Western
No,
humanity.
you stated that Qaradawi was your spiritual guide.
There you go. Pierce Morgan, buddy. Pierce Morgan. Oh, that was a roasting of epic proportion. Oh, my goodness. I kissed the girl and I liked it. Okay, but Dogzilla, you didn't want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I think the second message you put in, you're still talking about her. Dude, get a room. Give her a kiss. I kissed MTG and I liked it. That's epic, man. You got served. You know, Ibrahim Rasul can't handle the truth. that was better than the Dean Martin roast, man. Al, for the world famous MGM Grand Hotel Ballroom, it's Dean Martin roast of Ibrahim Rasul. The problem with the roast is that they're actually kind of poking fun and a good nature. That is going to confirm head to state absences are 7. Aha! Aha! Indonesia didn't make it. And Saudi didn't make it. Woo! The G13. Ladies and gentlemen, go now live to the G13. Whoops, I'm sorry. G12. Korea just left the room. Here at the G12. Sorry. Update. The G11. Italy just left the room. Oh, PNG. Persona non grata. The G10. Whoops. The dangerously slipping G conference. Yeah, there's an op-ed run by the Times, the Sunday Times editorial board saying, "Hey, Donald. Hey, Trump. It's the G20, not the G1." Well, it's going to be the G1 before the weekend's over. Woo! Thank you, my painful truth. I didn't know it was down to that many already. My goodness. So South Africa's going to issue a new one, an illegitimate declaration. U.S., China, Russia, Argentina, Mexico, Indonesia, and Saudi Arabia are not there. Woo! Oh, my goodness. Schrader must become a judge. She won't take no cock. Yeah, she could be like Judge Judy. Did you see her nails? Really lovely and pretty, man. Somebody, good manicurist. Anyway, it's going to say Rama will be talking to himself. Why not? It's perfect for him. Okay, so you might have missed my video I did earlier because people keep missing videos, but so let's show you this really quickly. Let me show you this. Okay, this is how Ramaphosa behaves when he thinks no one's watching, and I guess this was the SABC. So watch this. This is disgraceful. Now, remember, Trump says bad things are happening in South Africa.
Because as you know, there are a lot of very bad things happening. Very bad things. Terrible things. It's a disgrace. Among those very terrible things, there are also some...
Can you believe that? So they can sit there and lie all they want, but that's who they are. That's who they are. That's who the ANC is. That's who the government of South Africa is. These are quids. I've explained this dozens of times in this program. These are airline cans that they go with airlines for domestic flights. You get these in a wholesale warehouse. I find myself not needing to drink 12 ounces late at night, so I don't like to waste the Coke, so that's what they are. They're laughing while the people of South Africa are suffering. And they're laughing at Donald Trump. They're laughing at Donald Trump. That's lower than low. Yep. In fact, that's what I need to do. You guys stick with me right here now. I'm going to post this. I'm going to fix this real quick, and I'm going to just put that in and I'm going to post it on my Twitter account. I mean, because I didn't do it earlier because I was busy. But you know what? I'm pissed off about that enough now. I made a video for my channel, and who knows if it'll do anything. But that came from somebody's TikTok, and I don't know if somebody's recorded that illicitly at that event. But yeah, so let me just do this real quick. I'm just going to put that up. I want this to be 19 by 20. Okay.
Because as you know, there are a lot of very bad things happening. Very bad things. Terrible things. It's a disgrace.
All right, so I'm going to save that. I'm going to up the volume in my software so nobody makes a mistake about what's said so they can hear it clearly. Okay, and call this Ramaphosa mocking. Okay, and we're going to load, that's only 7 megabytes, so I can share that with you all in the groups. Yep, all right, cool. That's not a very big file. So I'll put that on Twitter now, right now, because I'm really pissed off about this clown. This is unbelievable. So this is how they call people racist, but look at their arrogance. This is disgraceful. Oh, I'm on the U.S. Embassy website. I don't want that. All right, so for those of you who don't follow my Twitter account, it's at WMWChris, at WMWChris, and I'm loading this up right now. This is how Cyril Ramaphosa behaves when he thinks there are no cameras, mocking POTUS openly. Wow, okay, so let's see if that one gets any views. After G20. All right, cool, got it. All right, I've posted it now. There you go. Yep, let's see if anybody notices that. So my account doesn't get a lot of traction. That's my Twitter account, doesn't get a lot of traction, which is a bummer, but it's true. All right, so following you on there. Oh, thank you there for FitNut Innovations. It's a disgrace how he talks and mocks the best president ever. Trump doesn't deserve. Well, you shouldn't. He shouldn't mock. You know, when it comes to diplomatic relations, you shouldn't mock Joe Biden. I can mock Joe Biden as an American. You can mock him as a private South African. That's your prerogative. That's my prerogative. But as an official head of state, it's wildly inappropriate. Oh, some of you guys do follow me on there. Cool. Take care, Xavier. Where are you going off to? Work? Saturday. Really volatile. It's so sad. It could have been so different. Yeah, it could have been. Remember the Ramaphoria nonsense? Yeah, Timu Mandela. Thank you, Maze. Okay. Yeah, but not a lot of people do follow me on Twitter. Some of you, I mean, my account grew a lot this year, but it's stagnated at that number of 12,000 or whatever it is. Yeah, it's been at 12,000 for a long time now. 12,700. I've gained 300, I think, recently, but I was stuck at 12,300, 12,400 for a long time. So I'm going to pin that at the top. I sent it to Joel Pollack, by the way. Pin. Okay, so that's now pinned at the top. Yep. Yep. So, oh wow, two people have already reposted it. Wow, Phoenix and a couple of, wow. I was mentioning this post. What's this? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody mentioned me. I don't know what that is. Anyway, Twitter is still not my favorite place. Anyway. All right, cool. It shows level stupidity. Yep. Cannot be that dumb, and then he proves us wrong. Yep. Let's forward the post on Colonel Wyatt's X account. Yeah, if you do that, that'll get some traction. You guys start forwarding it. Reposting it and forward it, and yeah. No, Joel Pollack ignores me completely, Marcel. I've tried to contact Joel Pollack. He's very elitist, very disconnected. He only moves in circles of the elites, and that's how those people are. I have his book right here. It sits under this microphone every single day. Yep. No, but I tried to contact him. I've sent him stuff. He's never reached out. When he was trying to become the ambassador to South Africa, he definitely didn't want to talk to me then because people were mentioning my name for it. My take on rugby this weekend: Springboks will win by 7. And I forget the rest. I might have to go look at my picks. I did all my picks on Super Bowl earlier today. Yeah, no, I don't pay attention to the trolls for the most part. I just go to looking for breaking news and I post things. So, Okay. X has become a boxing ring. Some people are just throwing punches there. Exactly. That's all it is. Yep. The G something. Carlos, that's good. The G something or other. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a red card in this game because they're very nervous about it now that they've had 2 red cards overturned last weekend. One in Japan, one in the USA game, or the South Africa game. Yeah, I don't think they're going to issue those red cards very easily now. Something weird was going on earlier. I don't know what happened here, but I tried to print out a banner and only part of it showed up. The rest of it showed up as, look at that. There's supposed to be a full page. It was really annoying. It happened twice. PowerPoint. I never had that happen before. That's strange. I'll have to look into that later on. Anyway, but I will be covering the Springbok game on Rugby Ascendant, but I don't plan to cover any of the other games. I will be watching them, though, unless I'm tied up. Oh, you got to go past Nazareth. Good luck with that. That's going to be fun. Ramposa's mirror is broken. He clearly does not see his reflection in the outside world. Well, that's a good description there, Will. Yeah. Where's this? Spencer? Somebody died? Actor or somebody? Spencer Lofranco. Who the hell is Spencer Lofranco? Dead at 33. Argentina hits a British ship with a missile. What? Oh, this is all. Oh, that's 1982. See, this is clickbait. It's the HMS Sheffield. That's just clickbait, man. I hate that stuff. That's why I don't like Bing. It's a terrible frickin' browser, whatever that thing's called, Edge or whatever. Not only is he mocking Trump, he's mocking. That's what I said. That's what I said in my video. If you guys watch my video, I played that. That's what I said in the video. Yep. Cyril Ramaphosa insults, and I said he's mocking South Africans as well, but nobody's watching that video so far. It's early, though. Oh, it's just starting to take off now. Okay, it's got 3,800 views in the last hour. Okay, 3,200 views. So, yeah, it's taking off now. But, yeah, that's what I said. Ramaphosa laughs at Trump. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll put that on my X account, too. Oh, boy. I'll put that on my Twitter account, too. All right, so that's up now, too. Just had a thought. It just shows how their incompetence. They can't even make the world. They can even make a world event fail. That's good, Rudolph. They're so incompetent they can make a world event fail. So inept. So inept. I'm going to use part of what you said and use my own words. So inept. So look for that in my video. That's a good line. I'm going to use that. So we're down to G13. Where'd you get your confirmation from? I haven't seen. See, there's no media talking about this. That there's only 13 countries there now. You look at IOL, Daily Map, people's comments in there are racist, and most of those majority from. Yeah, exactly. See, I such a tell when he's lying, he plays with his face or his hands. Billboard, not a sign. His cronies can help him carry it around. Judge Colleen Kolar, a D.C. federal judge, issued an injunction blocking the IRS from sharing taxpayer addresses with DHS for the purpose of immigration enforcement. That's not legal. That's not legal. They don't have. She doesn't have the authority to do that. This is nonsense. That's how they're going to try to run the clock out. They try to use the courts to run the clock out. Yeah, it's just utter nonsense, people. Utter nonsense. They're just ridiculous people. I'm a bit surprised that this one did as well. I mean, it's slowed down now, but I'm a bit surprised that the one I did about Steenhuisen did as well as did. It's got 36,000. I didn't think it was going to get that many. Yep. But I'm getting some low video. That one, I got a lot of DA lovers. I got 2,194 likes and 71 dislikes. 71 dislikes. Clearly, there's some diehard DA members out there whose feelings were hurt because I exposed Johnny Boy. Yep. Let me read some of the comments. I mean, it's like 653 comments. It's a lot. To the point. Hi, thanks, Colonel. I'm looking for bad ones here. Your speech sounded powerful. Okay, agree. Sincere. Okay. Yeah, well, there's probably bad ones here, but I haven't found one yet. I wasn't complaining about the DA. I was complaining about a minister who insulted America. It wasn't a DA complaint. The guy deserved it. He is, of course, junior. Being an American doesn't make him seniors. You obviously. You obviously know nothing. Next to nothing about diplomacy or diplomatic relations. Whoops, that's revelations. Relations is what I want. So I got one not nice one there, but that wasn't particularly bad. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I got 72 dislikes, but those people didn't bother to write their messages. Hey, everybody, catch up later work. Okay, thank you, Andrew Mustard. GA already a fail. Hopes for the Olympics at this rate will turn out to be the Nationals. The marathon will be around Soweto. Likes the blue lights and the government handouts too. Uh-oh, what do we got here? Mad Max gave 35 Rand super chat. Clouds are starting to gather here, man. What do you got? Let's see. Come on. Doesn't want to load. What's taking so long here? Come on. Oh, Max, where you been, man? I already covered that. I covered that for Truth Social. Thank you for 35 Rand. We covered that earlier. Yep. Yep, we covered that. Okay, so let's see what else I had here. So we covered the, got a few more things to talk about here, okay? So Trump and Mamdani met in the White House, and it was a love fest. Another reason MAGA is going to be unhappy with this nonsense. Trump, and apparently it was pretty mellow. Look at this. Mamdani brushed off Trump's insults and threats. President Trump and New York Mayor Mamdani met in the Oval Office. I just wanted to congratulate. I think I'm going to have to, hopefully, a really great mayor, and the better he does, the happier I am. I will say there's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. We're going to be helping him. Oh, great. So
okay, here we go. He's talking. Let's go ahead and listen in to the president here side by side with Mamdani.
All right, let's screw that. Let's go to the YouTube account and find that on the White House. White House. Oh, there it is. It's right there.
Well, thank you very much.
So let's listen in the Mamdani nonsense, okay? So here we go. Let's see what he has to say. Because I missed this. Some people did see it. I didn't see it. I was busy doing other things with the Veterans Organization. All right, here we go. I may have to move myself on the screen.
We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours.
Don't worry, Max. Just saying we covered it already.
And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. Anything I do.
Okay, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm reading Mamdani's body language, his hands in front. It's submissive, and he's also being reverent. Look at him looking down there. Mamdani is looking as if he's in awe of Trump. I mean, we'll see what he says, but he hasn't spoken yet. That's just how his body language reads right now.
It's going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York. And we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year. So that's good for New York, good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciate it.
So we're going to help the Islamist, fascist, wackadoodle who wants to have free grocery stores on every corner. He wants to tax white people. One of the reporters asked him that question and he deflected him. No, my painful truth. I lived in Uganda. It's not anti-American. Ugandans love Americans, and I don't know anybody that reveres Idi Amin there. I don't know where you're getting that from, man. No, I don't know where you're getting that from. I lived in Uganda. I lived in the same neighborhood where this dipshit grew up at. No, that's not been my experience in Uganda.
The meeting with the president, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the president. I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
Here we go.
President Trump, Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you and then also one for the mayor-elect.
Sure.
For you, you've referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Could you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits New York?
Well, we
Good
didn't
questions.
discuss your second part of the question, and on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot. From when I first came to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're
okay.
Much better now than we did even the first term.
Okay.
And I can
Fair
tell
point,
you
my
some
painful
of my
truth.
views have changed, and we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job.
I lived in Muyinga.
I think he's going to be. I think he is
Near
going to
Tank Hill.
surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
And for Mr. Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who had betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to...
There's a reason 1 in 4 living in poverty, because the people money left this city and you flooded in illegal immigrants. That's who's living in poverty. Yeah, that's why 1 in 4 people in New York City are living in poverty, plus the extreme cost of the place.
Lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Mr. President, Anthony Marshak from MTV Lebanon. I would like to ask you a question about the Middle East regarding you said that Hezbollah in Lebanon is not in a good position. And Lebanon now is the final unresolved after Gaza and Syria. Given your assessment, like, what do you say for the Lebanese today? It's the Independence Day in Lebanon. And what is your next move to push toward disarmament, the disarmament of Hezbollah?
Well, we are pushing for total disarmament of Hamas and, frankly, everybody else.
Yeah, they're good questions.
We actually have peace in the Middle East. As you know, the King of Saudi Arabia just left yesterday. We had some great meetings, and
He's a crown prince, actually, not the
made
king.
a contribution toward the United States of more than $1 trillion. We have now over $20 trillion coming in. No country has ever had anything like that.
That's
not
true.
even close. If you go to 2 trillion or 1 trillion, it's a lot. We have 20 or 21 trillion dollars. I think that Hezbollah has been a problem in Lebanon, big problem. We're working with Lebanon. We're working with everybody in the Middle East. That's another thing I think we have in common. We want to see peace in the Middle East, and we actually have now, for the first time, peace in the Middle East after 3,000 years. And now we're going to refine it, and I think you're going to see some very positive things happen.
There is a potential to invite the Lebanese president to
Oh,
meet you to the White House.
I would do that, absolutely. And if the mayor would like to be here for that meeting, because I know he feels very strongly. I think you feel very, very strongly about peace in the Middle East. I think
We desperately want it, and that's something that I shared with the president, that when I spoke to New Yorkers who had voted for the president last November on Hillside Avenue and Fordham Road, I asked them why. I heard again and again 2 major reasons. One was that they wanted an end to forever wars. They wanted an end to the taxpayer dollars we had funding violations of human rights, and they wanted to address the cost of living crisis. And I appreciated the chance to discuss both of those things.
You said a lot of...
Excuse me, taxpayer dollars. You notice he slipped that in? Taxpayer dollars being used to fund human rights violations. What human rights violations are we funding? We aren't funding any human rights violations. That's nonsense. But yeah, nice job slipping in there, Kami.
My voters actually voted for him, and I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
I'll do that. I'll sign it. Give it to me. I'll sign it in a minute. That's pretty good.
Mr. President, you've threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you've called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very bad people, you know, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have peace. We discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success. So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if there are horrible people there, we want to get them out. I think he wants to get them out maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it at great length. Yes, please.
Yeah, 2 questions, if I may. One for you, Mr. President, on BBC in a second. But first of all, for the mayor-elect. You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wonder to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Holden, that's funny.
Well, I actually told the president that, you know, so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of Con Ed, the cost of childcare. And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focus on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices, because, you know, we've gotten fuel prices way down, but it hasn't shown up in Con Edison. And we're going to have to talk to them. You know, if we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering their rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may, last week you told me you were pushing ahead with your plans to sue the BBC for up to $5 billion. You were going to speak to Prime Minister Starmer as well. Is there any progress or any updates on those issues?
Well, we get along very well with the Prime Minister. We made a deal with UK. I like him. He's a fine person.
I don't like him. He's a scumbag.
You know, I think they have some big energy problems. You know, they've got windmills all over the place. They're going to have to start using other methods because their energy is out of control. Talking about in the UK, it's out of control. And he's got that problem. He's got a big immigration problem, as you know, and he's got a big energy problem. And we talk about it. He's a good man.
No, he's not.
He's a good man.
Starmer's a scumbag.
I haven't spoken this week.
Have you spoken to in the President Zelensky, or do you intend to meet with him, President Zelensky, about your plan? Are you going to meet with him?
I've spoken with their people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I was president, and it's a shame. And I thought they should have acted quicker. But it's a cold winter, and a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy-producing plants have been under attack, to put it mildly, to put it nicely. Yeah, we have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it. Just so sad, so many people. You know, last month they lost 25,000 soldiers. This is something we haven't.
So I want to jump ahead because I want to find a spot where the guy asked about the attacks on white people. So let me see.
And I know there might be differences about ideology, but
and Russian, and it's a shame.
What happens if President? I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats, all of House Dem leadership, and the Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing.
Condemn socialism.
I understand. I think.
I said, you don't have the cards.
In the politics of our city.
Mamdani often talks about New York City being.
Whoops, not want some jump.
Consistency in our politics across the board, and that's something.
A lot of houses created, a lot.
That it can't even stand up.
There's just targeted a synagogue in New York. Are you concerned about Jewish?
Clear. What you said. No, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of
there
intent.
it is.
We focused on affordability. We focused on.
From what he called my
apartments built, etc.
Yeah, here it is. This is what I want to hear.
We actually, people would be shocked, but I want to see the same thing.
Mr. Mamdani, the anti-Israel protest.
Here you go. This is where he talks about when he wanted to tax white people. Watch him dance around it.
Protesters.
Yeah, Mr. President, I wanted to know one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities, and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform, because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through, and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our city.
But to be clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
that's what you said.
No, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but
white people are going to pay more.
also one that every New Yorker can afford.
So he just slipped away. He got slippery little weasel there. He's going to tax white people. He's going to have race-based taxation. He's trying to deny it now. But he clearly said that's what he wanted on the campaign trail. But these people always change once things happen here. So, yeah. I'm with Loretta. It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. 50-50. But there's a reason a lot of MAGA people are going to be upset. The H-1B visa nonsense that Trump talked about. Some of the other things going on, some of Trump's I'm a Democrat tendencies seem to be showing very strongly of late. He had a great 8 months, and now it's kind of going sideways. Oh yeah, Antifa. That's what Mamdani campaigned on. He said we're going to tax white people, we're going to tax their neighborhoods to pay for other people. I mean, what the hell is that? First off, what are white neighborhoods? That's just nonsense. Laughable watching all the signatories they were having yesterday with the Zulu dancers and the tarmac. No, Balin, I didn't know what you're talking about. There's this thing. Mamdani said all the things he needed to in order to get elected. When it comes to the butcher's bill, he has started to change his positions. Of course he has, Charles, which is what we expected. Yep. He does want to target certain people, yep. This is BlackRock, and they're starting a new stock exchange before the election. Huh? What stock exchange are you talking about? Beyond Amex and NASDAQ and the Dow Jones? This Mumpar is very slimy. He is very slimy, very slippery. Yep. In Texas. Okay. Thank you for that. Yes, I agree. New York is toast. But New York has been toast since Wilhelm was the mayor. De Blowhard, Bill de Blasio. Yep, ever since him, they've been screwed. Let me see if anything's breaking at this hour very quickly here. Oh, damn, my refrigerator finally stopped running. It was very loud. Drive me nuts. I didn't even realize how annoying it was. Let's see if we got something. Oh, it's just down here all of a sudden. Ramaphosa stands firm, rejects demand for low-level G20 handover. It's not low-level. This is insulting. These people are arrogant asshats. The charge d'affaires is not low-level. It's the president's personal representative. So basically what Ramaphosa is telling America is that, screw you, your personal representative is unsatisfactory for us. We're not going to accept your personal representative, the President of the United States. Ramaphosa has vowed that South Africa won't hand the G20 presidency over to a junior U.S. diplomat, intensifying diplomatic tensions. World leaders are facing race to finalize a fragile consensus. High-profile opposites have deepened global divides. Yep. G20 Leaders Summit starts on Saturday under the same cloud of United States obstructionism that has hovered. Obstructionism. Okay, this is reported as news. News by Ferrara and Kappa. It's not news. That's opinion. There's no obstructionism here. You're just full of crap. Yep. Wow. Unbelievable. My goodness. So they have a task force, and who's on it? Joseph Stiglitz, who's a leftist hate wanker who hates Trump. And you'd expect Trump was going to go to this thing? Give me a break. Oh, here you go. This is what you're talking about with so this is the incredibly shrinking French president, Emmanuel Macron, that nobody wants to be president. Oh, there's Valencosi Labisa walking in. So why is a low-level official? I'm not insulting Valencosi Labisa. I respect him immensely. I like him from the Inkatha Freedom Party. But why is a low-level minister greeting the French president? Talk about, oh boy, why isn't Ramaphosa out there greeting him? I can play that stupid game they're playing too. Look at them; they're freezing their asses off. Those aren't Zulu. Those are Tswana dancers. They're freezing their ass off. Look at them. Those aren't Zulu. Those are Tswana. On a wet tarmac. Yeah, the frogs have arrived. Nobody cares. This guy can't get reelected in his own country. He's in trouble. Oh, here's Agent Leon, 17. Somebody trying to look at this nonsense. Look at this garbage here. White people lie to blacks in Africa. They will never change their evil hearts. They resemble the devil's children, us blacks, because he hath said he is not black, therefore making his own people the word. Wow. Talk about a racist. Talk about a racist. Wow. Give me a break. Ridiculous. The Prince of Saudi Arabia has arrived, so I don't know what we're talking about. People are missing. Nigerians are there. So here's the media center, Nasrec. Okay, let me see that. So His Excellency President Ramaphosa delivers, thank you, Courtney. I just heard, yeah, she's resigning in January. Oh, you're late to the show there, Courtney. I covered that in the beginning. I read her statement. It's self-serving. It's all BS. Good riddance. His Excellency President Ramaphosa delivers the keynote address during the 8th Global Fund Replenishment Summit in Santon Center. The summit represents a critical opportunity to mobilize global donor support to end HIV and AIDS. Nobody donates money. The Global Fund is mostly coming from American pockets. Yeah, give me a break. Lulu da Silva, Macron, Gutierrez, Georgia Maloney. Well, she showed up. Well, she's a huge disappointment. She's a huge disappointment. Look at all the unfit military. Huge disappointment there. The Italians showed up. Gutierrez. Modi. They love him there. Modi. Oh, and they got a whole bunch of stuff about gender-based violence here. Give me a break. Like you give a crap about it. India. Norway. Masha Tile with Vietnam. Who else we got here? Prime Minister of Vietnam. Oh my gosh, here we go with the nonsense. I gotta save these because this is just garbage. Rama 1. Let's go with that one. All these stupid comments here. Same as Rama 2. Okay, from the Business 20. All the things the G20 is not about. Utter nonsense. Ramaphosa's comments here. Wow. Oh, all these gender-based violence things. They've never done a damn thing to stop gender-based violence. And suddenly this whole government website is full of gender-based violence crap. Give me a break. Give me a break. What a crock. Oh, it's Kambuju and Shivani. Oh my goodness. What's she got to say?
Africa and also the AU anthem. May we all be at attention. Snare, over to you.
Are we ready? How long did it take them to start this? Good Lord. Finally. Why aren't they singing the South African anthem?
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me say it's a true honor to address you today on an historic G20.
Is it just me, or are the sign language things incredibly disrespectful and rude? Should be to the side, not interfering with the picture.
Summit.
Request the pleasure of Madam Amita Beha, the Executive Director of Oxfam International, to come and
Oh, Oxfam. Oxfam. Don't get me started on those scumbags.
Muita honra e com profunda responsabilidade que hoje, 20 de novembro, Dia da Consciência Negra no Brasil, dia em que honramos Zumbi dos Palmares, símbolo da resistência à escravidão.
Where is she from? Mozambique?
Policies. Democratizar as instâncias de governança.
Or from Brazil?
In an area called Bandung. It is now known, that meeting, as the Bandung Conference. At the time, a wave of independence was reshaping Africa and Asia. This conference has been described as the moment the Global South began to speak for itself. like we are doing.
Oh gosh. So they want to turn this into the developing world saga. What a joke. What a joke. What a sick joke. Barbara Creasy. Oh, God. I'm going to play that. Anyway, just ridiculous. Ridiculous nonsense. Absolutely ridiculous. I'll tell you. It's crazy. Let's see what Cyril has to say about Zimbabwe. Well, it's not loading. Taking a long time to load that video. Tariffs are mentioned where I'm glad the Colonel watched this, so I don't have to. Okay, this one's not loading, man. Oh, here we go. Okay, it is loading, my bad. Let's see what he's got to say. So this is Ramaphosa.
How many passengers? Just one. And where did they go? You don't know.
Usually they go to Wonderful or Land. When they land here, they usually go get to park and then go drive away another way.
So they're tourists?
Yes,
No, he's
some
South
are.
African. He's South African. He was South African.
So he came all the way from overseas to come and land here?
Yeah.
Oh, the Zoom.
Without-
From the Zoom. Yeah, overseas, but they were from Zoom.
Yeah, that's okay, but I mean, you know, it should be abroad. He should have said abroad, but people say that a lot. So why not English? Aren't English the world universal language? Shouldn't all government representatives be able to speak English? Yeah. Rama's speech is your bedtime story. Yeah, Portuguese from Brazil. That's what I thought. Yeah, got it right. It is Portuguese. Yep. Good evening. I saw yesterday U.S. airliner land at Waterkloof. Can't understand why. An airliner? That's odd. That's odd. Maybe because they had fuel and or Tambo didn't. Yeah, the G20 preaches, countries preach equality and help for Africa. It's only the U.S. that sends money, so they take the credit Americans to pay for countries hating them. Exactly. He's the French president's husband there. All right, Ronell, see you later. Courtney, what's going on, man? You guys are just obsessed with BlackRock. I don't get it. Not my cup of tea, BlackRock. Let me see what's going on with my beloved Golden Knights. Looks like they didn't play tonight. Let me take this look at the standings here very quickly. I don't want that. I want division. That's what I want, divisions. They're in second place. 10 wins, 4 losses, 6 overtime losses. So 10 wins and 10 losses, essentially. Puts them in second place. It's not bad. The Kraken are in third place, 10-5-5. And let's look at the Utah team. Where are they at? Utah Mammoth at 10-8-3. Who's starstruck, man? Not me, that's for darn sure. Definitely not starstruck. Howard Feldman says a perfect example is how the African media approached the story for them. If the ANC says it, then it must be true. No verification, no questions, just parroting. Yep.
So we need to understand precisely how all that will pan out. So
Yep, that's exactly right, Howard Feldman. So I may post to this. That's... Yep. I need to find my video to put on there for him. Okay, sex state, White House, RSA. Who is Howard Feldman? The name sounds familiar. Oh, shit, what happened there? Something's not right. Oh, yeah, Omar is striking back. I'm a citizen, and so are the majority of Somalis in America. Good luck celebrating a policy change. Doesn't really have much impact on Somalis you love to hate. We're here to stay. Yeah, that's right. The DA has a John Steenhuisen problem, says Ronaldo. That's funny. That's funny. They do. I got to find this Feldman guy. I'm looking for my replies. There we go. There we go. Howard Feldman. Talk show host. Let me see what he's like. Feldman looks interesting. Oh, I am following him. Okay. Since the G20 drama started, the RAM value has been dropping steadily. Really? I didn't even notice. Nobody's talking about corruption money's getting low. I would pay to see Ursula standing on that stage rubbing her hands. Bluff. I've been to Bluff. I stayed overnight there. Love night. I was calling my morning call for the Colonel. Okay, Alan, that's cool. Nancy from 4 photo is clearly not shown they're not supportive of a true Rainbow Nation. Yep, we know that. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Send me a WhatsApp, Kevin. Okay, I don't know if I've got anything from you before. Let me see if I can't find it. That's not the right one. No, I don't have anything from anybody named Kevin. Did you put something in it that would identify something to me? I see nothing here from anybody tonight. The stuff I sent. I don't know where you sent it, Kevin. I don't see it. Good morning, Tanya Redmond. Oh, I just said that I stayed overnight in Bluff. I slummed it on the Bluff. Erica set me up there. It was nice. Huge place. Huge place. But it was what a storm. That's where I met the young lady who had the same name as somebody in the government. She had watched my channel. It's really nice. Yeah. I think that was 2022 when that was when we... Was it the 2022 trip? I'm trying to remember when I actually was... when did I do the comrades? That's when it was. What's 5,500 Rand? What are you guys talking about, man? What are you talking about? Suppose we're chopped liver. What are you talking about? What is Mays talking about? Oh, rental? I didn't pay for it. It's free. It's an age-old saying among Durbanites about the Bluff. Rough and tough. Come from the Bluff. Okay. Didn't know that. Yep. What was her name? I can't think of her name right now. It's been so long. Gosh. Nice young lady. Yep. Confirmations, volatility, political events, no real substance. Okay. Well, if they ever do hit any sanctions, it's definitely going to have a big impact because nothing's hit yet so far. Yep. So I want to thank everybody once again for Thursday. Thursday was incredible. Thursday we had 206,000 views. Now we're not going to have that many this day because it's dropped quite a bit. But maybe, I don't know, if I could cut more videos up, might we do well. But just really surprised how well we did. My average views have gone from 1.1 million per month back to 1.8 million just because the past, let's see, this is what started on the 10th. So the last 11 days, yeah, like 2 weeks now I've had really good numbers. So, I mean, not like we had in May, but still pretty good. Yep. You can't Smileroos. It's not you. It's YouTube. They're doing this. They're trying to stop people impersonating, which I warned them about years ago, and they ignored me. Now they're finally addressing it. But that's one of the reasons they're trying to stop some fraud. So it's just a measure they're doing. So I don't know what we do about it other than just hang in there. So anyway, so one of my videos is almost at 100,000. It's not quite there. I hate when I get so close to a number and I can't get there. So I don't know if I'm going to make it. Let me take a look and see. 99,193. I need 807 more to get to 100,000 on that video. It's this one here. Trump has had enough. So 99,000. So close. There it is. So if you haven't seen that video, I'd ask that you go check it out. And if there's a couple hundred people who haven't seen it, but probably everyone's seen it here, that would help me get views on it. So check it out. Anyway, Americans need to know that we don't stand by the ANC. No, people know that. They know that crazy cat lady. Crazy cat lady? Okay. Andy Floyd had an interview. Okay. Cool beans. Congratulations. Lula grew up on the Bluff. Okay. I think it's early, but I think if you keep providing insight in Africa, you'll get there. Well, my painful truth, I've been doing this for 5 years, going on 6. So all of 2020 to 21 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. When I get to February of 2026, it'll be 6 years. Yep. And at the end of last year, we were at 20,000 subscribers, and I'd already lost the channel, had to get reinstated. By the way, I made a video earlier, which I'm going to put on my other channel for those who don't know that channel. I can't do it right now because I can't log in, but I'll play a little bit of it for you now on this channel. If my indexing, what is going on with this computer? I got to restart, I think. It keeps wanting to slowly forget what's in the index here. What you talking about, Willis? Where's the audience going? People leaving. Okay, where's this at? Well, so this is what it's going to go on my U.S. channel, my original one. Well, folks, the Democrats are at it again. fictitious little children, little toddlers running around making unfounded statements, utter nonsense. Of course, we know that for 4 years, abusing the state, the Biden regime and the Democrats used the FBI to illegally investigate Americans in violation of the First Amendment, to get fictitious warrants under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act to spy on Carter Page, Michael Flynn, and the Trump campaign. They also encouraged people to murder President Trump, the president of the United States himself, saying we got to take this guy out on more than one occasion during his failed, lumbering presidential re-election campaign. Why don't I get real footage of Africa? What are you talking about, my painful truth? I've got tons of real footage from Africa. Do you not watch my channel, or are you new to it? I've made 5 separate trips to South Africa in the past 2.5 years, and I have tons of footage from there. Yeah, I have tons of photographs from all over the continent, from the 8 countries I've lived in Africa and the 40 I've been to, 40 plus, 43 or thereabouts. What do you mean, why don't I get real footage? I just showed tons of real footage last night, dude. Or lady, whichever it is. I mean, I just showed tons of footage last night. We went through videos after video about South Africa last night. Did I not, folks? Did I imagine that? I mean, am I going crazy? Honestly, folks, did I not do that last night? Let's go to 2022 and see if I can find some footage there. August 21, 22. August 2022 is when we did this first one, so here we go. Okay, let me see. Find a video here. Got tons of footage of Africa, man. I've filmed tons of things in Africa. There you go. This is at Goed Constantia. Oh, daily. I do include footage. What do you mean of Africa? I mean, all these clips are from Africa. You mean of the countryside? That's Goed Constantia. Well, that's because I was supposed to be at the G20, my painful truth. I'm an accredited journalist with the South African government. I covered the BRICS summit. We played that video last night. I was there. Yeah, no, I was supposed to be at the BRICS summit, but I wound up having dates changed from my consulting at the War College, and I was supposed to be working until tonight, and then flying to South Africa and getting there tomorrow morning would not have worked out very well. Yeah, so I couldn't do it, and then because the government shut down, they canceled the events I was doing. So I've lost 2 weeks of income here, and it was too late to make a trip to South Africa. So otherwise I would have been there at the conference. But as it turns out, I'm much better positioned here. I've got my high processor, I've got my editing software, I've got multiple screens here, and I've been able to produce a lot of content on it. So it's much better. I went to the BRICS summit and nobody watched my content. Nobody cared. I went to the multi-party, what was it, MPC or whatever it was, charter, multi-party charter at Kempton Park at Emperor's Palace, and almost nobody watched my content. I was there in a press conference. That's when I pissed off John Steenhuisen by asking a question of Neil deBeer instead of asking the question of him. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I don't have those contacts. The people, I know lots of people, but I don't know many people with those skills. Yeah, okay. Ex-boyfriend's parents stay down the road from Brighton Beach police station. After he married, I still house pet. Take care, Del Marie. No, Nando's got another funny ad out. I haven't seen that. Eyes packing in some. Okay, well, let me see. I'm going to look at 1 or 2 more things here. See if I got some more here. Come on. Yeah, I got great footage of Goed Constantia. Oh, there's one of my viewers that I haven't heard from in ages. Disappeared on me. All right, here we are, folks. Cape Town, the mother city. DHL Greenpoint Stadium right behind me there, site of the 2022 Rugby Sevens World Cup. And I got the cowboy cap for the weather hooligan right here. Made his trip from Harrisburg to Chicago, Chicago to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Cape Town. And here we are, right outside where the World Cup is going to be held just 3 weeks from, well, a little over 3 weeks from today. And this thing is headed to its destination in Gauteng tonight. this cowboy cap on to Uppington, and maybe the weather hooligan will see this cap somewhere at the end of this journey. Cheers, everybody. Cape Town, outside the Victorian Alfred waterfront with DHL Greenpoint Stadium right back there behind me. Side of the 2022 Rugby World Cup Sevens, just about 3 weeks away. This cap here, cowboy cap for the weather hooligan. Heading up to Gauteng with it, but little side trip, a few detours before it gets there. Yep. The weather hooligan. Haven't heard from him in a while. Uppington. Weather hooligan, just an update on the cowboy hat. I'm here in Uppington at the Orange River Wine Cellar. Just to let you know the hat's in good shape, and it's made it to the Northern Cape and be moving out from here. Head back on Sunday to Gauteng. That's when you only got 15 seconds on a short for YouTube. It was stupid. So, yep. But I was just doing short recordings myself. So that's Uppington. Yep. And here, it's a river. I don't need to do that. Orange River, just outside Uppington in the Northern Cape in South Africa. Well, weather hooligan, this hat's trying to blow away, so I'm going to hold on to it here. But there you go, folks. The weather hooligan's hat in the Northern Cape. Ice facility received letters with powder in them. I'm not surprised. Probably nothing to it, though. Okay. Yeah, I got to put all those together. That's kind of cool. I hadn't thought about that. Take all the ones of the trip along the way with the hat and just string it together.
Tweedens het ons vir kolonial byna de tooi. Byna. Thirdly, we got Colonel Rob McGimsey. Colonel Rob. And last but not least, Colonial Kobus Scholes. Colonel Kobus. Dames en heren, baie dankie.
Boris, he's passed away. He was the MC.
Daar is hy. Rob, you're the youngest us of. Manne en dames, hierdie Engels is 'n bitter pil vir ons om te sluk. But let me try again. Rob, you can't get onto the stage and you are the youngest us of. You're a parabet. And you succumb to get up on the stage, right?
Yeah, I've got excuses.
You guys must excuse us tonight if there is but I think as we progress, it will get easier and easier. I've given those guys enough lubricant to be more fluid, but I need some still. But anyway, let's enjoy the evening and relax and listen. We are going to talk all over the world, back to South Africa, and hopefully we will leave something in your mind that you can take home tonight or tomorrow when you are leaving. They say in Uppington they don't go to bed early because parties are very scarce. Scarce? Yes. And when they got the opportunity, they don't leave. But anyway, Kobus, tell us just a short little bit about yourself. Who is Kobus?
I don't have one.
Die sit op hom.
Rob sat on it. They both sat on their microphones.
Thank you. Okay, I'm Kobus. Military background, I'm basically artillery, rocket man, MRL. And I believe there's a lot of infanteers and those around. But basically, what it all comes down is there's only two types of people in the world. And that is gunners and targets. So you must distinguish yourself where you want to fit into the battleground. Okay, so let the evening begin.
Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble. Rob?
Wynand, firstly to the guests and to the viewers, a very warm welcome. I have an excuse why I had a problem getting onto the stage. I hurt my right ankle, and then during the week ek het so 'n spier getrek net agter my linkerpoot. So dit is baie moeilik om op te klim. So I got a good excuse for that one. A little bit about myself. Kobus and I have been gunners for a long time. We met each other in 1984. We've been together to date. And we've enjoyed our soldiering years, and we're glad to be part of Southland Defence. Thank you.
Now the big question, and Francis asked the man yesterday, who is Chris Wyatt? Chris, I know you can talk for 6 hours straight. But the same as I must always warn Gustav, because if Gustav answers a question, it normally takes 25 minutes. So this is a very short question. Tell us just a little bit about your military background, and who you are, and what are you doing, and of course add a little bit of why are you in South Africa now.
Hello, I'm Chris. I was in the Army, and it was a cheap flight.
That was baie cool, nee. Hier, stel my hand, manne.
That's the last time we get an answer that short.
Yes, speak up, make yourself heard, a little bit louder, the same as you are. You know, you shout on me when we are doing our joint fireside with the colonels on YouTube every second week. So do it now.
You want me to rant? But seriously, I guess not everybody knows who I am here, so I'll try to do a short version of it. So I'm Chris Wyatt. I'm retired. I'll try to do it because I know not everyone's English is as good as my Afrikaans, so I'll go slow for you. But I'm a retired U.S. Army colonel. I spent 36 and a half years in the Army, which is an incredibly long time in the U.S. military. Most people retire at 20, and those who stay beyond 30 are usually generals who are approved by Congress, but I had been an enlisted soldier and a sergeant, and then went back to university and became an officer, so I was in 36 and a half years. I served 3 tours in Germany, a tour in Italy. In Africa, I was stationed in Tunisia, Liberia, Botswana, Malawi, Niger, Mauritania, Uganda, and Ethiopia with the African Union. I built schools and clinics. Well, I didn't build them. People worked for me built them. But schools and clinics, dug wells, built roads, ran HIV programs, Ebola research programs, tuberculosis, malaria programs across the continent. Was fortunate enough to work at the Defense Intelligence Agency, where I wrote for the President of the United States. And I worked with the National Security Agency. I worked at the U.S. Africa Command, at the Pentagon, and I also worked at the U.S. Army War College, which was my last assignment. I always said I'd stay as long as I enjoyed it, and I felt I was making a difference. Along the way, I worked for a few jerks. There's some better words for that, but I'll keep them out. Maybe children are watching. But most of the time, I enjoyed my experience, and I felt I was making a difference. And so that's a little bit about my Army career. My life beyond that's very much more interesting. It takes a lot longer to explain.
Chris, I was thinking something that I wanted to ask you, and now I forget. It shows you that we are all retired. We can't remember too long what we want to say. But anyway, it's great to have you with us tonight. And also great to have those guys on the stage. Dis lekker manne. En natuurlijk hierdie pragtige gehoor is fantasties. Maar ek wil nou vanaand ook afskop 'n bietjie met die gesprek. Okay, sorry, that should have been in English. All the fans out there who can't understand Afrikaans, sorry. I want to kick off with something that happened quite recently, and for me it was great to listen to it. Now, Rob got a son. Yes, he got a son. Rob. And this boy was traveling from London to Paris on the express. And he went in on the 14th of July, and his return ticket to London.
Anyway, yeah, I went for 55 minutes on that one. There was 2 of them, so that was 55 minutes. Whoops, what's going on here? I've lost my feed there. Okay. Good organization in U.S. Colonel. Well, the veterans organizations are for U.S. veterans. They're not really set up for people of veterans or other organizations. But, oh, come on. This is not working again. Why does this do this? Try a new window. Nope. YouTube's acting up again. Yeah. So I can't get back to my studio. It's so annoying. Ugh. Anyway, yeah. It was a great evening. It was crazy. I mean, people wanted my autograph. I met some really cool people out there. And it makes me wonder how many of those people still watch my program, you know? It's just, oh, come on. This is not working properly. YouTube is just being difficult right now. I even tried a different browser. It didn't work. Well, let me try this. I'll just close those browsers out. Okay. Close that one off. And I'll do this. File, new window. Okay, the browser's working, so it wasn't the browser, it's a YouTube thing. Oh boy. Yeah, now I'm having a hard time getting to the studio. Yep, YouTube is acting up again. No, Alan, it wasn't just that was the first one. There's more than one file. That was 12.6 gigabytes, and I think that there's another one here, 300 megabytes, 4.2, and then 3.96. Yeah, so it was 12.6. That's 13, 17, 18, 22 gigabytes was what the recording was for that. Okay, now YouTube is back. There we go. Let's see if I can't get this open now. No, it's still not opening. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, there was something wrong with YouTube there for a minute. It just went off. Just went off. Anyway. Now I'm back. There you go. See, I can't close the stream unless I can get into it. So, yeah, it went on for a while. So here's another one. Let me see. Here we're just BSing, so that was nothing going on.
Even the movement of Black Lives Matter.
Now things are developing around here, and many people have noticed it, but people don't take it to mind. But I just want to cross the Atlantic quickly.
I don't want this in America.
Would you have believed the violence that broke out with Black Lives Matter in the United States and how quickly that has evolved?
That's a great question, and thanks for asking. It's not just Black Lives Matter, it's more Antifa, the so-called anti-fascists who arose during Nazi Germany, and they are actually the fascists. They silence speech, they beat people in the streets. The Antifa thugs look very much like the Ernst Röhm's brown shirts, the SA, who beat up people in the 1930s in Germany, Nazi Germany, until they got rid of him.
Well, that's why I got targeted to that, because people said they thought I was a bore.
So they're more at fault than Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter are just charlatans. They're grifters. They're making money. There are people who actually believe in the movement of Black Lives Matter as a political movement, but they're not the ones leading it. The people leading it are thieves, they're grifters, and people are finally waking up to that now as they've been exposed. but the violence was mostly perpetrated by Antifa and groups like that. And would I believe it could happen? Not to the extent that I saw it. I mean, it was in Seattle.
Well, as far as typing it all out, I mean, you know, it's on my LinkedIn profile, most of that stuff. You can go read about it there. You go to my LinkedIn profile, you can see all kinds of stuff. I used to have linked on here. It's not there now. Make sure I'm still logged in LinkedIn because I get logged out sometimes. Yeah, there we go. So here's my profile. Okay. So I got 9,905 people follow me on there. I haven't accepted many people recently. So anchor, principal CEO, radio host, television presenter, journalist, commentator, senior fellow. Okay. Proceeding consulting advisor of the African Business Portal, reviewer of the Air Force Journal of European, Middle Eastern, and African Affairs, colonel, director, U.S. of African Studies War College, Department of Defense, foreign area officer, colonel, chief office security cooperation, Uganda, senior African foreign area officer, U.S. Africa Command, J5, chief office security cooperation, Mauritania, chief office cooperation, Niger, chief Southern Africa branch, Africa Command, colonel, U.S. Army senior military advisor, U.S. mission to the African Union, chief office security cooperation, Botswana, chief office security cooperation, Liberia. Uganda doesn't show up in here. Where'd Uganda go? Did I not get Uganda? Uganda's not on there. Uh-oh, where is it? Oh, there it is, Uganda right there. Sorry, Uganda. Botswana, Liberia, Defense Intelligence Agency, Africa Division Chief, Deputy Chief, Chief of Staff, National Security Agency, Foreign Area Officer, American Embassy, Tunis, Commander of Vicenza Military Intelligence, Detachment, Assistant Professor of Military Science, Iowa State Army RTC, Brigade S2, 1st Armored Division. And I didn't go beyond that. That's all listed there. That's not all my military experience. So there was some before that, and yeah. Yep, so quite a bit. Is there a place you haven't visited? I've never been to Australia. I was at the airport in Sydney and looked out the window and then flew to New Zealand for the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Never been to New Zealand, but to Australia. I'll correct that for the 2027 World Cup. I've never been to China. I don't want to go. I've never been to Hong Kong. I did want to go, but I don't want to go anymore. Never been to Thailand. Never been to India. Never been to Egypt. Never been to Russia. But I've been to Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Isle of Man, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Belgium, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Poland, Germany, of course, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Hungary, Romania, Czech and Slovakia, Italy, I lived there, Spain, Portugal, Vatican, Andorra, San Marino, Greece, Morocco, Tunisia, Mauritania, Senegal, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Cameroon. Anyway, it just goes on and on. Yeah, so I've been a lot of places. I'm not even going to answer your dumbass question, Dogzilla, because you know the answer. You're just being an ass. Well, I mean, yeah, most people aren't on LinkedIn. I got you. Okay. Yeah, but the problem is, as soon as I do that, then people are just like, oh, look at this guy just boasting about himself. You know, it's like when you all ask me to show my awards. You don't see any decorations behind me, right? I don't really bring those out. The only one I've really shown much is the one I've got from Liberia, which is pretty cool. Let me get that. I think it's here. I think it's here. I can't guarantee it. Oh, yeah, it is here. Okay, cool. So, yep. So, this is a small collection of my media badges. These are mostly rugby ones, but so this is why I find it so funny that the wankers go online and run their mouths and like, you're not a journalist, you know, you're just a YouTuber. Really? National Convention 2024, South Africa, accredited journalist. Houston Sabercats, it says staff, but it was press. I was press for Major League Rugby for that. This is the DC soccer team, Old Glory. Dallas Jackals, Media Pass 2022. Another Old Glory. The Conservative Political Action Convention, CPAC in Orlando. There you go. Old Glory, another field pass as a journalist. Yeah, so. Oh, here's a Vodacom. Can't read that anymore. And this is one I'm really cool. Happy the grand finale of the URC Championship at Loftus Versfeld. That was super cool. That one I really love. Yep. So, yeah, that's just that. So, just a few of the many credentials I have. So this is from the government of Liberia, and actually the certificate's kind of lame because they did a generic write-up. They didn't actually write mine. Somebody took my job description and used it to get this decoration for someone else who deserved the award, but not for what he got it for. He got it for the work I did, rebuilding the Army. But this is the Distinguished Service Order in gold. Yeah, so only 23 were ever issued. 23 when I got this. In the entire history of the Republic of Vietnam, only 23 of these were ever issued. And I was the 23rd person for the nearly 200-year history of Liberia to get this award. There you go. So, no, they see I don't get badges, but they do have decorations. I haven't been to Mauritius, and I'm seriously considering a trip to Mauritius soon. But I would do it from South Africa. So, yeah, I have not gotten. I'm hoping I have some viewers in Mauritius, but I don't know if I have any. But, yeah, I'm seriously considering going to Mauritius on this next trip. Spend a few days there at least. Yeah, no, well, when you live in a country, it's different. But, you know, for instance, I used to love Germany, but one thing I didn't like about Germany is you have to register to the police. If you move, you have to, like criminals, like sex offenders in America. Only sex offenders have to register to the police in America. But in Germany, you have to, it's the law. If you don't register, you can be fined and arrested. Yep, so... yeah, it's a pretty basic decoration, MW123M. Yep. Only 23 people in the history of the Republic of Liberia got that thing. Distinguished Service Order in gold. It's pretty cool. Yep. Yep. Some people run me down as a big mouth, but when I show them proof, they don't know what to say. Yeah, no, so again, back to the thing. So people ask me to talk about it. So I do that a couple times a year, an average of once a year. I think I've done it, maybe 4 times in 5 and plus almost 6 years. I've done it where people ask me to, show your awards, your decorations. And I pull out a box and, from the basement, dust off the top and bring it up here and run through some of the decorations and awards. But mostly I show you the stuff that's personable to me that people gave me or that I got from someone. So, yep. So. That's just, wow, we've been at this 2.5 hours. I had no idea it was that late. Good Lord. That is crazy. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute. I've got rugby tomorrow, so I'll probably do the news before the rugby on this channel. And then I'm going to put that video I just started to show you a short while ago up on my original channel because I haven't put any content up there in a bit. It's about the Democrats crying about Trump threatening them to kill them. What is something I did in Africa made an actual difference? Well, as an intelligence officer, I insisted on an intelligence analysis report that I drafted about a potential famine in southern Africa. And that report, according to the Famine Early Warning Network, saved 640,000 Africans and black Africans from starving to death in southern Africa. Not going hungry, starving to death. The projected figure was over 4.3 million people would go hungry, but that 640,000 would starve to death. And my efforts to fight the CIA to get that published when other agencies were allowed in the Presidential Daily Brief process, the PDB process, saved 640,000 people from starving to death. Also, my efforts in HIV have saved tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives and prevented tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of children from being born with HIV. I also ensured that my first tour in combat as a young lieutenant that we had none of our service members were killed in combat. We had people wounded, but because of the intelligence that I supplied in real time, in contact with the 52nd Infantry Division, the 10th Infantry Division, the Talwakana Republican Guards Division, although we came in contact, my analysis and prediction of where the enemy would be was exact and on the money in the midst of combat with tank rounds exploding next to me and mortar and artillery rounds going off. I directed our commanders to the right places, the right time, and to ensure that we didn't have any casualties. So nobody died in my unit, the 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry. Now, that's also a lot of luck. It's also, the good execution by trained soldiers. But where did I have an impact? That's where I had an impact. In Liberia, I rebuilt the Armed Forces of Liberia with a team of about 750 people that worked for me in a $254 million program. And that military has proven to be apolitical, not corrupt, and also it has made a major impact in fighting the Ebola outbreak, viral outbreak that took place in the Mana River region. They've also done successful peacekeeping in Mali and elsewhere, and they've been a force for good, building schools and clinics. So I'm very proud of that. It could have gone another way, but that's the direction it went. What else have I done that's... Chaos Juggler, you gave a super chat. When? I don't see any super chat here from you. There's been no super chat recently. I'll go back and see if it got attributed. Maybe it didn't come up. Yeah, so that's just a small smattering of the things I've done that made a difference. That My Painful Truth, that's just a small, modest section of the things I've done, some of the big impact things I've done. Stop major trafficking ring in Uganda, collaborating with Interpol. That's pretty cool. You've probably saved a lot of lives. Yeah, no, when I go to the pearly gates and if I've got bad stuff in the column, they're going to weigh up on, what about all this good stuff, man? Because maybe I did a few bad things over here and didn't realize it, but I did a lot of good stuff. I'm so glad you're still on. I had to come work and thought the live stream would be done. Well, I should have, El Marie. It's been 2.5 hours. It's crazy. Let me just go and look and see if that super chat came through, because I didn't see it. Super chats. Chaos Juggler, I see it. Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. It must have disappeared. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry I didn't read your... There it is. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. I got my email from Mayor Connors and also gave more details of my father's death due to racial discrimination. Okay, gotcha, Chaos Juggler. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 70 Rand. I apologize. Thank you for reminding me. Wow, I'm so sorry for that. Yeah, it did come up. I just didn't see it. Yeah, we got 4 in this stream. Mad Max gave 2. Courtney gave 1. And Chaos Juggler gave 1. Thank you so much for that. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. The ad revenue is picking up a little bit with the number of views that have been climbing recently. So if I look at ad revenue, just really quickly, it had slipped to number 2 and almost number 3 in revenue sources, but it's climbed back up. It's slightly ahead of Super Chats now for the month. And none of it's great. It's okay, but it's not like I couldn't make a living from this. If I lived in South Africa, it'd be enough to live off, but I can't make enough living from this, so... Yeah, I had a good day yesterday because of the ads. Yeah, wow, yeah. Folks, I'm telling you, people watching content makes a huge difference. People watching content. Yesterday was the best day I've had. October 30th had a good day. Yeah, October 30th and yesterday, the 2 best days. Yep, so, yeah. But October 30th was necessary just to get up to a level to barely beat the previous month. All right, so, and this month we were doing poorly until these videos started getting watched. There's 70 rands from somebody. 70 rand. I think it's early, but I think, okay, that's, well, I'm way back now. Okay, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, now it's locked up. There we go. My Painful Truth, you seem to be very interested in the channel. Thank you for your interest and also for your suggestions. No, it's fine, Chaos Dogger. If people give a super chat, you should recognize it. And I'm sorry I missed it. I was busy. Tell your stories while you can. It's not bragging if it's true. Well, it's not. It's true. It's true. I have no reason to lie to anybody about this stuff. It's funny because I for some reason years ago I needed I needed something. It was a recommendation or something like that. I forget what it was. And I wrote to a guy that I knew at the State Department, was a retired lieutenant colonel, and I wrote and I put something in about how I'd done all these things. Thank you, Fabian. 40 rand. And he laughed. He thought like I was bragging, and because he wasn't that closely tied, he just was aware of the things I was doing, but he didn't know the depth of what I did. And he liked this, and then I sent him a list of the things I actually did, and he's like, "Oh, wow." And he was at the State Department, responsible for getting funding for what I was doing, and he didn't realize all the things I did. Yeah. So, did you send them a mail for the issue of having linking? Oh, that's Fabian, not me. Okay. Good morning, Fabian. Thank you for the 40 rand super chat. I didn't lie about my name. I've always been honest about my name. I've always told people Chris is not my legal name. Never said it was. Never claimed it was. Nope. Never claimed it was. And I've also been honest about the aliases. I told people in this program I used to have a different surname. Absolutely. I even told people I had multiple social security numbers. Not fraud, just what happened when you're younger. Those things can happen. Also told people about living in foster homes. Yep. Yep. Tanya says, wonderful to know people like you still care. Well, I mean, why not? Life is too short. It's too precious. Nice to meet you. Who's William? I don't know anybody named William. I don't know anybody named William. Oh, they're giving me money to stay. Is that what's going on? His name is Colonel. I like that. That's good. Is that why I'm getting super chats? You guys give me super chats? I mean, I don't have to go to bed now. I mean, I could stay up if you're still entertained and still interested. But yeah, so, but some of these are really cool. This one is super cool. You know, it also gave me a power bank. It's somewhere here. I got a power bank from the final. It was pretty cool. Let me see if it's in here. No, it's not there. I've got it here somewhere. Anyway. Yeah, but I got a power bank from the final. It was pretty cool. They gave us a nice power bank, and they gave us these, and yeah, and I expropriated that sign. You guys have seen the grand finale sign, right? Let me go get it real quick. So the Bulls pulled out all the stops for the United Rugby Championship final, and it was really cool. They were nice to the media, and it was great. I hung out with a lot of media folks, but since I'm not a major media guy, I got bumped out of the media room because it was completely full, and that was fine. But they gave me a seat outside, up in an area overlooking, and I was actually right above the final when they could score. The Bulls turned it over at the end at the 2-meter line. So I was right above it, so I saw it brilliantly. But they had all these stanchions on the tables to show stuff. And it was really cool. And, of course, they were paid for by Vodacom. So I asked the media guy, can I have one of those? And it wasn't easy to get it back, but I brought this back because when will I be able to go to URC final again? So I wasn't supposed to be there. I was in Pretoria for the quarterfinal. I was back for the semifinal, but then I was in Cape Town just before I came home for the final. And I'm like, it's going to be in Loftus. I got to go. So I got press pass. And then I made a trip. I flew back up there for one day, went to the final, flew back to Cape Town next day. But I got this. Check that out. It's a stanchion there. So isn't that cool? That is like so cool. So I got my URC grand finale. That is so cool. What am I doing for Christmas? Well, I'm getting older. That's what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm aging. My little friend, the bookie, says, yes, you're getting older, Chris. Going to have to admit you're getting older. And Pikachu and I are going to be here broadcasting like we do every year. Well, Pikachu wasn't here last year, but he's here this year. So I'll be broadcasting on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day, and on Boxing Day. I always broadcast on all 3 days. I typically dressed up as Santa, but we'll see. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the plan. And this year, because of the hip, I purchased a snowblower. I got an electric snowblower rather than a gasoline-operated one. And now I won't have to shovel the snow and destroy my hip. Oh, okay, Kathy, let me play that. I did save that, so, okay, no worries, Kathy. I actually like that one. So, where's it at? Serial Speak Blender. So where the heck's it at? Okay, let me do this because I saved it. There it is, okay. Okay, you guys can listen to this. Tell me what you think of it. Kathy put this one together, okay?
The colonel has a plan. Oh, it's bigger than the town. His viewers care a great deal. They laugh and cry around. He's juggling all these people, trying not to let them down. 3 million dreams to fund it, and we'll help him turn it around. He says, don't just count the dollars, count the stars above your head. The world's a book of wonders, not a balance sheet of dread. So lend a hand, lend a laugh, lend a dollar if you can. We'll build a brighter business with the colonel at the stand. 3 million reasons, to show the world its beauty when you wipe away the fears. Truth matters, truth sings, it's the heart of all time to look. He was put to the challenge, no Starbucks for a month, and he rose up to meet it with Rugby balls in the front. Red cappuccino steaming, lifting spirits high. His viewers laugh together, and sometimes they all cry. He's got a hip that needs care, but his spirit's never weak. With truth to guide his journey, it's the future that we seek. It's not a burden, it's a blessing, not a debt. It's an investing in the laughter, in the look. Take the time, take the book. Truth matters, truth guides. It's the compass deep inside. It's the light that shows the way when the world is open wide. So raise a glass, raise your voice, raise your spirit to the skies. The colonel calling loudly, let's all help him rise. 3 million reasons, 3 million songs to prove the world is awesome when you take the time to look. Truth matters, truth shines in the chorus and the lines. The world is awesome when you take the time to look. Business may be numbers, but truth matters most. 3 million dreams, Rebos, toast!
So Kathy came out with that one. Thank you for that, Kathy. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Well, you guys said they kept the super chats to keep me here. How long is it supposed to keep me here? Okay, how many times do I have to tell people not to discuss when people are departing? I mean, I swear, it's like talking to doorknobs, you know? Wow. Honestly, where was this at? I just saw this a minute ago. It needs to come back here. You get rid of that. No, it was just here. The mods are sleeping. Should have deleted that message. Okay, good. Okay, Maze, good job. Good job, Maze. Good job. You got it. Good job. Thank you, Maze. That's exactly right. Do not release when people are leaving. How many times can I tell people that? Okay. Yep. Yeah, no, she's got some good songs. Somebody said I should do one about Rambo Post G20. Well, I did. Come on, guys, you got to pay attention. I did. Let's go to Suno. Last night we made one. Okay, go to my library. Last night I made one. Cyril's Big Blunder. We did it in country. We did it in... is this the reggae? Wait, this one. Yeah, man! Yeah, that's the reggae version. What's this one?
Sunrise over DC, coffee in my hand. Saw the headlines from a faraway land, South.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna I just gave you a timeout, and since you're really thick-headed, I don't know how to explain this to you anymore. People's lives are in jeopardy. Stop fucking endangering U.S. government employees' lives. It's not safe. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so stop your shit. You got a 10-minute timeout. You're on the verge of being blocked forever. I've said do not discuss when people leave. I made a video and I told people that flights are starting soon and didn't discuss. How many times do you have to be told? Lives were put in jeopardy by big mouths when the 59ers came over. There were people who came there to harm people at the hotel. So shut the fuck up. Do you understand? Swear to God. Thick as a fucking tree.
Africa's politicos
running their mouth again about America. America in need? Where does it all end? Near about a whole year of the same old tune, name calling in tall tales beneath the African moon. Oh, it's more trash in the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough, patience wearing thin, gonna tell the world the truth. Where do I begin? They talk about freedom and justice for all, while their own people are answering a different call. Farmers on their homesteads, living in fear and dread. Minority voices silence words left unsaid. Promises like tumbleweeds blowing in the breeze, while their leaders keep on preaching, bringing us to our knees. Oh, it's more trash in the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough, patience wearing thin, gonna tell the world the truth. Where do I begin? I tried to stay quiet, let it roll right on by, but a man can only take so much beneath God's sky. That's the honest truth. When you see folks suffering, it just ain't right. Gonna set the record straight. In the USA, I declare, while their own folks are struggling beyond all compare, pointing fingers outward, ignoring what's inside. For Afrikaners and minorities, nowhere left to hide. Well, this cowboy's had enough, patience wearing thin, gonna tell the world the truth. Where do I begin? Yeah, more trash in the USA, but the truth will find its way. Pretoria, listen up to what I gotta say. God bless America, come what may. Come what may.
So that wasn't really the one I wanted to play. I just played that one so everybody could chill for a second there. All right. You know, I mean, how many times have I said that I squandered an opportunity intentionally to get 1 million views on a video to ensure the safety of the 59ers? I mean, whatever you think of me, that ought to be major props and respect. Do you think that News 24, the Independent Line, Newsroom After, the Washington Post, the New York Times, Sky News, the BBC would have held on to that interview? Do you think they would have held on to the interview? They would have played that shit the moment they finished editing it. Chat can be slow, but it still shows up. Anyway, Cyril's big blunder.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Serious times down in Johannesburg. Watch the fire now. Listen. The horns. Oh, yeah. The stage was set. The lights were low for the big G20 show.
G12.
Leaders coming from across the sea to talk about the world economy. dressed to impress, ready to clean up the global mess. But before the first gavel could sound, a different kind of noise started going around. Now everybody talking about Cyril's big blunder. He lied in the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. The Kineon politicians step up to the mic.
They did violate their NDA.
That nobody like. They open their mouths and the fire jump out, insulting America, scream and shout. They're telling tall tales, they're telling the lies, right there under the African skies. And the media catch it, they run with the ball, they amplify the noise until the whole thing fall off. Talking about Cyril's big blunder, he light in the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah. Watch the house of cards, they're tumbling down. Yeah, blow it down, what a mess. I look at the president sitting up high, I see that little twinkle in his eye. He cracking that smile, that devious grin, while the diplomatic ice is getting very thin. You think the eagle gonna take that heat? Nah, sir, they won't take a seat. No Uncle Sam at your Josie party. You chase them away, you're acting too hearty. It's Cyril's big blunder, he lied in the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah, yeah, they staying away America now come to Johannesburg today.
No, sir.
You set the house on fire, man, what kind of plan? Cyril, wipe that smile off your face. It's a disgrace. No, sir. No, sir.
Cyril's Big Blunder. Yeah, that's the one I did last night. That song, along with Trash in the USA, the one you heard before that, will be on distribution. I put them at my distributor yesterday, and so hopefully they'll show up on Spotify and iTunes sometime soon. Yeah, all it's going to take is the first time that a refugee is assaulted or murdered at one of the airports or one of the lodgings near an airport because someone described when they're leaving the country. Again, loose lips sink ships. I mean, I say it on every broadcast, and you know, if I ban him, he's just going to go say it elsewhere. But the problem is that on this channel, we know that EFF and I don't know for certain MK, but I know EFF and the ANC watch and DA watch this channel. They've got people watching this channel. So the DA will have no evil intent, but EFF, no doubt, and the ANC stated their evil intent. So, you know, that's the problem. That's just silly, Mr. QB. Why would I do that? Can't understand that people fleeing from a dangerous situation give away their escape plans in public. It's because they must be just economic migrants. They're not real refugees. That would be my only conclusion. Or they're stupid. I mean, what else would it be? Going in WhatsApp groups and telling people so they can share it in live streams or in prepared videos is just not very smart. There are people with evil intent. Do you not get it? I mean, the whole purpose of fleeing South Africa is because you suppose your life is in jeopardy. And then you put your life in jeopardy. I mean, look at the idiot who told people the address of where they were screening people in Pretoria. It shut down screenings for 4 days. 4 days of people that could have been screened. It's not a debate. We'd be destroyed. He never says anything that makes any sense. 4 days. That's 4 days. And if they're doing 500 per day now, they could have been doing 500 per day sooner. Or they could have been doing 500 per day. That's 2,000 people that didn't get screened that have to wait at a minimum because people ran their mouth. Someone posted where the damn place was. They had to find another place. And that's a lot of work and it costs a lot of money. You know, we do site surveys. You don't simply go, oh, look, it's the Hilton. Let's go to the Hilton. Can we rent your ballroom? We'd like to use it for these days. It's not as simple as that. Someone has to approach them quietly, talk to their manager, talk to their bookings agent, get their security people, go through security plans, look at ingress, egress routes, look at safe parking, look at where you can position people, look at emergency evacuation in case something happens. Do you think we just blunder into these places? Do you think, oh, well, I think we'll just go here and we'll talk to people here? This isn't a job interview at PEP. This isn't a job interview for Mr. Price. This isn't a job interview at Pick and Pay. This is something that requires real security, diplomatic security, and probably coordination with host nation law enforcement, probably. But I don't know if they're doing that because they don't know if they're compromised or not. People just don't think. They don't think. I have no idea what that means, a throat goat. What is that supposed to mean? By the way, my channel's older than Ronaldo's. 6 months of waiting for passport only to be told I have to now redo. What? Why do you have to redo it? Yeah, it's causing holdups in the queue. It's causing all kind and this stupidity is costing a lot of people money. You know? One of the reasons why the flight stopped on the 26th of September, not the 1st of October, is because of people big's mouth. So people who had sold all their belongings, closed their lease, or sold their homes, or sold their baki, everything, and then wound up waiting for a flight, haven't left yet. Many of them are completely bankrupt now, relying on the kindness of strangers for lodging or family, putting them in an awkward, difficult situation, or the kind of strangers like myself reaching out and making sure they have food to eat. It's wow. What does that mean, Das Mahler? Don't understand that. Yeah, Fabian, that's smart. Anyway. Exactly. People who put their name out there, if they stop the program, what are those people who put their name out there going to do now? No, the program won't end because of that. These people just, you know, you're provisional. That's why it's provisional approval. It can be revoked. You violate your non-disclosure agreement, you can lose that. I still love what Lana Banana said. I just can't understand that people fleeing from dangerous situations give away their escape plans on public platforms. It's ludicrous beyond stupid. Yep. Thank you, Maze, for the 70 rand. Anyway. Yeah, all the lights on the highways are being fixed, lawn being mowed, all for show. And then it'll all fall apart 2 weeks after the event is over. And thank you, Loretta, for the coffee money there. Appreciate that. No, Cyrus, I don't blame you for not sticking around. I shouldn't be sticking around. It is a 3-hour stream. Wow, that's crazy. All right. Yeah, so... get my certificate and they didn't have me in the system. Good Lord. Getting a little nervous coming to your meet and greets in Durban, Colonel, but assumed you had security under control. Yes, and many don't have the finances tend to extend their stay if delayed. Yep, Karen, that's true. Yeah, Karen, but the meet and greet in Durban, if you're talking about the last one, was pretty nice, wasn't it? We had a good time there. That was nice. Yeah, no. Ronaldo would have had some edibles and he would have been out of it by now. Numbers are growing as people waking up. Yeah, but I can't wait 5 hours for people to show up. I alerted security at 3 individuals that came in to undisclosed and was taking pictures of cell phones. They took the photo of their vehicle and approached them to leave. Which meet and greet was that, Alan? Is that the Opel Plus? Which one was that, Alan? Yeah, Charles, that was nice because we did the one that was on the backside. Remember that? And there was about 8 of us, I think, for that one. This was really nice. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. And we had Indian lady there. Yep. Okay. $500 per day. Yes. Crack the nod when you get to have the birthday and Christmas together with the Colonel. Paying taxes is buying the whip your master whips you with. Yeah. Love the Durban meet and greet. Hadn't been out in Durban since. Oh, wow. Wow. Karen, I'm so glad we got you out. That was nice. Geez, James. Wow. Excuse me. Go to a different office. Go to a different office. That's crazy. That's crazy. So earlier someone said it's G13. I don't know if that's true or not. The Durban meet and greet was at the casino. We met at the was it Tiger's Milk? Which restaurant were you in? I can't remember. Charles chatted with the Indian lady. She's actually really well off. Nice person too. Yeah, it was Tiger's Milk. That's what I thought. It was Tiger's Milk. Yeah, yeah. Because I was staying at the hotel, and it was a bit of a hike with my hip, but it was fine. Not that far. Yep. So we did one there in Durban previously at the Indian restaurant downstairs, and that was a little tight. Also, there was this bad blood between Eric and someone else was pissed off at CB. I don't know why. The whole thing was ridiculous. I wasn't going to Durban on that trip, and people kept asking me to come down and do a meet and greet. So I saw the Sharks were playing against Ulster, so I looked for a flight that was reasonable. I booked a reasonable flight, booked a rental car. I got screwed in a rental car. I got paid for it like 3 times. They gave me money back in one of them, and I still fought with them forever. Never buy it from that stupid first rental. They suck. But anyway, so the flight was a good deal. So CB hadn't been down to the game down there, so she said she's available. I said, why don't you fly down? So she booked the flight. I booked the ticket on the same flight, and then at the airport we linked up, hopped in the car, drove down, parked, went to the game. We met up with Erica at the game, but she was in a wheelchair, so she had to get taken to a booth upstairs. And then we hung out and watched the game. It was a crappy game. Sharks sucked. And then afterwards, we all went over to the Indian place there at the casino, and we had a meet and greet. And that was the food was good, but there was an awkward experience that night. People were just being turds, and it was a little awkward. And then previous to that, we had a meet and greet in Amanzimtoti. So I've done 3 meet and greets in Durban. I've done 3 meet and greets in Howick. One of them, I'm the only person that showed up, although 2 guys came after I left, but I stayed for like an hour or so. And the last one was pretty good, but that restaurant's closed now, so I'm not sure where we'll do the next one. But 3, oh no, wait, I'm sorry, we have 4 meet and greets in Howick. What am I saying, 4? We had 4, yeah. 4 meet and greets in Howick. Yeah, that's right. And probably had 4 in Durban too. I'm trying to remember if the 4th one was. We've had meet and greets at Emperor's Palace at the Met Court. That was a big one. Yeah. Joburg, we did meet and greets in Northcliffe, and we've done meet and greets in Kempton Park. We haven't done it in Santon. So, yeah. So. Some people don't learn. Some people don't learn. So it is 4, yeah. Tigers Milk twice. Yeah, so I've done 4 in Durban, 4 in Howick. I've done 4 or 5. I've done 5 in Northcliffe. Yep. And we did the one at Kempton Park. And yeah. So we always do them at Woodbridge. Woodbridge Island, that's when we do it all the time. I do them in Vanderbilt Park. I've done, I think, 3 in Vanderbilt Park now. Yep. No, I just gave him another timeout because he's being stupid. I don't know why. People are leaving now. Everybody said they're coming in, but people are leaving. But yeah, I did the Bolito, but that's just, I've only done 1 in Bolito. It was the first time. Yep. No, I'm not trying to run through all the ones. I'm just trying to do the multiple ones because people like come to Durban. I've done 4 meet and greets in Durban, 4 in Howick. Yeah. And the last time these dairy farmers really wanted to come to one in Howick, but they couldn't make it. And I didn't know about them until it was a little later. I would have come to them. Yeah. Oh, the Kempton Park was in 2022. You probably didn't know who I was, did you, Tanya? Yeah, sales of barbecue lays increased when I was in PE. Yeah, so that was a long time ago. We do them always at Tapas in PE. We do them there every time. Yeah, no, that was in Amazon Todi. That was at the apartment complex where Erica used to live. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that was Big Daddy. Big Daddy was there. Yep, he came to that one. That's the only time I've seen him in person. Big Daddy Liberty was there. He's kind of quiet now that he works for the man. Anyway. Yeah, so we've done a bunch of them. And I've done meet and greets where nobody showed up. At the one in Iserfontein, 5 people said they're going to be there, and nobody showed up. I wound up having Jaco, or is it Jaco? Not Jaco. Jock. Jock showed up there. I ran into him and his mother when they were coming to the package store, and he came later on. And we wound up, after nobody showed up, he showed up, and we just kind of had a kind of meet and greet with him and I. Yep. Mow the lawn. Okay, Lana. Well, Lana, I'm sure meet and greets. Yeah. All right, guys. Not a happy camper. What's going on there, man? Some training in. Okay. Well, we have more than one pilot here. We have a couple pilots that are regularly in the program. 2 for sure. Yep. 2 for sure. One I haven't seen in a while. Okay. All right, guys. That's going to be it. 3 hours. That's enough for tonight, okay? I'm tired. I got rugby in the morning. Yeah, I do Blaubergstrand. I've done it several times, Lana. Yeah, I've done Blaubergstrand, I think, 2 times now, yeah. So, yep. All right. That's easy. I don't mind doing Blaubergstrand. I don't mind doing those, and Woodbridge Island. The Woodbridge Island location, I'm not a big fan of, but it's okay. It's a good spot to go to, so we can see people coming and going, so I like that. Yeah, 1 pilot fighter jet. Wow. Yeah, anyway. All right, guys. Be well. Thanks. Thanks for being here. And I know this is weird with the usernames. I hope YouTube stops this because it's kind of annoying. They ought to have a better way of doing this. You guys take care. Thanks for being here, and have a good night. Don't forget me on Rugby Ascendant. Also, go over to @Real Chris Wyatt. I'll be posting a video there as soon as I finish here. All right? You guys take care. All right? Oh boy. All right. So I'm hungry now. I'm hungry, and it's late. But I'm going to go hit the rack here shortly. But you guys take care. I got to check. There might be something breaking. I have to make another video. So take care, guys. Springboks by 7, hopefully. Cheers.